Good morning, ladies and gentlemen. Good morning, my people. You guys are welcome to the Violence Space this morning. Today's space, there is no love. I'm coming with this space. There is no love on this space today, my people. There's a whole lot of anger in the air. I don't know if you guys are sensing it, but I am sensing it, and I am so angry. Um, I had to start with this song because I had to go back like 14 years or so just to get this song because I just woke up this morning and I was thinking, we are up in the battle of our lives. We're in a battle that we are at the point in our lives as a people that we cannot afford to make a mistake. A whole lot of us have invested our time, our finances, our resources. We have lost friends. We have lost a whole lot for this struggle and for this movement. And we have not come this far for an organization to all of a sudden just sit down one day, create a system that they have manipulated for years. All of a sudden, they just want to use that system to rip us in the voice of Portable. So, guys, you're welcome to the Violence Space. Um, I just want us to have more people in the building this morning. Please do us a favor by tweeting the space, sharing the space, let people know that we are up and running. It's going to be a very long space, and I'm fortunate that I'll be having our brother here with us today. Tinubu will be on the space with us. It was an impromptu one. He reached out yesterday, and I had to take the opportunity. What we're discussing today is something that I feel he is very important in the scheme of affairs, and this is one discussion that I think he has ample knowledge about, and he's going to be sharing it with us today on the space. So, guys, please do us a favor by retweeting the space, share the space, let people know that we are up and running. The Violence Space is up today. I'm just trying to bring up my energy up to speed because honestly, if you're new at our space, probably you saw the flyers and you're here today because you saw Delivery to me or you've been hearing about the Violence Space. Yes, this is that one space where everything we do on this space is based on facts and figures. Whatever you hear here today is not something conjoined by myself or by my brothers hosting with me today. Everything you'll be hearing today on this space are issues based on facts. So, guys, please retweet the space. Today is going to be a long, explosive space. I can smell it already, and I feel it deep within me. So, guys, please, let's get this space up and running. I have always said something about INEC. If you've heard me all through our spaces, I was all like, give these guys time, give these guys time, give these guys time. Let us not push. Let not be seen that we are the ones trying to go ahead of time, or we're trying to go ahead of ourselves. Because at the end of the whole stuff, election is meant to be um, a process whereby people come out, throw in their 2 cents, that is their votes, and an unbiased umpire counts these votes and give people the result of what they voted for. But whereby we're in a system where we know whether we like it or not, Nigeria's system has been hijacked. I keep saying there's no independent anything in Nigeria. Nothing is independent. Everything is dependent on the government in power. And that is where we are today as a people. But there's a good thing for us that we, as a people, we can always stand up and say, are we going to just cower to the tricks that these guys have kept? Are we just going to just sit down and say, okay, let us sit down, let us watch, or are we going to stand up for our right as a people? We are very close to taking back power from these goons, from these thugs in power. We are so close, and they feel it. But they are relying on something that have always worked for them for decades. One thing that have always worked for them, the ability to rig elections. That is why they are not looking at coming out to talk to you, the people, the supposed electorate. That is why they are not canvassing for votes. They are not. They are. It is just like I already have a formula. I already have this almighty formula, and you're not bringing for me some minuscule formulas that I should come and follow this way. No, we have to play by my almighty formula. That is the system we are going to fight. We're coming up against as a people. So my people on this space, I am happy because for me, I am more about solutions. I'm not that crybaby kind of a person. I'm more about solutions. What are we going to do? What are we going to proffer? What is it we can do to checkmate INEC presently, currently? I know we have a very short, limited time. I think 99 days to elections as we speak right now. This is a countdown that we, as a people, I don't understand why we have to be doing this, but we have to do it. You don't budget over 305 billion naira for an organization, and you now allow the responsibility of the organization to be in the hands of the people. We are not the ones that are meant to be cleaning up INEC's database for INEC. We're not the ones that are meant to be pointing out that there are irregular voters and discrepancies in INEC's server. We are not the ones meant to be doing it, but we have found ourselves in such a situation. Same way, we're not meant to be the ones pushing campaigns, but we have found ourselves pushing campaigns. This is one irregular season we are in as a people. So, guys, as we're coming up here, I know that there are a whole lot of people doing a whole lot of hard work. My inbox have been blown up. People are asking me, telling me, please see what we're doing, this is what we want to do. We need more hands. Why you come up here to vent, you come up here to speak, please, I am more pro-solution. Pro-solution, what are you doing? How are you getting involved? I think I fell across a tweet done by my brother FS Yusuf, and I think he made a thread on simple solutions in which we can help right now. So, guys, please, while we come up here to discuss on INEC bias, the whole whatever you think you've seen, I was pushed on a tweet yesterday by a lady, and I think she disabled her account. I don't know if the account is back up. What she saw, the amount of underage voters that are in the north, the amount of double registration in the north. I did not want to even read much because I don't want to come on this space and become depressed. That's not what I'm going to come on this space to do. I cannot be depressed on this space. INEC will not depress me. So I started up and I said, no, no love for INEC today. I have to press INEC neck. We have to, as a people, create a hashtag today. INEC has to trend today. That's first, for a fact, first. INEC has to trend today. Let them understand that we are watching them. We are seeing them. And I heard that there are some people marching. Please, if you're in Abuja, please. I heard there's a march going down to INEC office today. I don't know if it's around the country, but I think there's a march in Abuja today. We're going to be discussing all this stuff today before we focus on our drug dealing papa, the man of the moment, the man that wants to use backsliding, Michael Jackson style, to slide his way to Aso Rock. The man that there is, every day you wake up, there's one, my God. You sleep and you wake up, David have dropped one. You sleep and you wake up, my friend Jimmy had to go to Chicago himself. He went with himself. He went to the court and paid and said, give me the hard copy. I want hard copy. I don't want to be here. No, he sent the hard copy to us. Hopefully, Jimmy will be on the space today to share his insight on what happened. People, for me, I'm just going to sit down here, relax. Please, I want more solutions. What are you doing presently in your state right now as you're crying for INEC? What are you doing? Have you gone on your own way? Have you checked your polling unit? Have you on your own checked your ward? Have you on your own checked what is happening? Whether all their names that are double registered names, whether they are females bearing male names, whether they are, please, on your own, what are solutions you're offering right now? Nigerians, we are very, very, very close to taking back our country. Let us allow some set of criminals sit down in one room and concoct fake figures for us, and concoct fake, and at the end of the day, we will not come and start struggling and say, Beavers have come and saved. No. If we allow these discrepancies to occur, probably the work of Beavers will be limited. But I believe we have time and we can do this. With me today on the space, my people, are my brothers, N6 and Omar, as usual. You guys are amazing. Thank you for always coming out here to do this with me. It's a privilege to host this space with you guys. Thank you very much. I appreciate the hard work. I appreciate the effort and the sacrifice. It is not easy coming out here to do what we do on here, doing all the whole research you guys do behind the scene. I appreciate the hard work. Thank you very much. My people, you're welcome to the Vawulence space. If you're new here today, please, as I always say, fasten your seatbelt, wear your helmet, because so many facts you have not heard before will be thrown up here today. If you're not strong enough, if you have high blood pressure, you're advised to leave the space on time. If you're a slave to the system, when I mean slave to the system, you're a slave to the people that have kept Nigeria where we are today, I advise you leave this space, because you will not leave this space the same way you came in. You're welcome to the Vawulence space, my people, and I'll hand over the mic right now to my brother N6. N6, good morning.
Morning, Saddam. How are you?
My brother, I'm fine, but there's no
All
love
right.
yet.
All right. I'm taking a drive to my site. I hope you can hear me clearly.
Yeah, I can hear you. Go on, please, my brother.
Okay. So it's going to be an amazing show today. Dele Faro to me, of course, is going to be joining us later on. It's hilarious to be on my timeline and see people who call their fellow countrymen Omoali, bastards. And then you wake up and you see them begging, canvassing these same people for their votes. Barely a month ago. Look, INEC, we always knew that INEC was not independent. I said it here that on record in the history of this country, we have never used the same INEC head of INEC twice. It's on record. It's not advisable that one man who ran an election is brought back to run another election. When I saw Mahmoud Yakubu was selected as the head of INEC, I screamed. This is a man so useless that when he announced the 1999 elections, he postponed them by 2 weeks on the eve of the election, 3 a.m. This man has never shown readiness to handle an election. He has never proven himself. The last election he ran, it was a shoddy affair. There were allegations from server. There was server. There is no server. This one, that one, that one. And all of a sudden, Buhari did not go and bring back Atahiru Jega, the man who gave him an election in 2015. But he brought back the man who cemented his stay in power in 2019. Mahmoud Yakubu, first of all, is the person that left to me, they should have removed first. You can see that INEC is not neutral in all of this, and it hurts my heart. But one thing that they underestimated is this movement. A movement that got up and is using its own hand to clean the INEC register of irregularities. And the shameless INEC, at some point in the show, I'm going to read you the budget of INEC for the current election. This work we are doing for free. I'll read you how much INEC has been paid to do this same job. Billions, hundreds of billions of naira. But INEC is telling me and you to go through the registry and help them. No wahala. We will do it. We will help them. Now, our country we are fighting for. We don't have two Nigerias. So no problem. We will help them to the best of our ability. So help us God. Now, I also say that this election is going to demystify the population figures from the north once we clean up this register. Because we have seen it. We have seen it. One local government, 3 houses, land, 2 trees, 20-something farmlands. They'll tell you that 100 million people live there. You'll be looking, where? So we're going to go through a lot of all of this, and I'm ready. I'm happy and I'm excited. I still maintain that Peter Obi is winning this thing by a landslide, though. Because I'm sure that even some of those people that have multiple registration, many of them now, they're obedient. Because they registered criminally years ago, but Nigeria is going through it right now. So I keep my fingers crossed. Obedience, please do not get tired. I've told you guys, if you add 8 years to your current age, years right now in the world, you realize that we can't continue like this. We cannot continue like this. Something has to give. Let's put in our mind, put in our ginger for this particular election. Help us. When I get situated, I'm going to go through my own polling unit, check for irregularities, check for one or two names, check for male names with female pictures, and vice versa. And, by the grace of God, we'll win this election by February next year. And in the words of our opposition, in their stupid words, lessons will be learned, but it will be the right lessons. We have to put righteousness back into governance. Thank you, everyone. I yield the mic. Omar, good morning. Saddam, good morning. Good morning,
Thank
Nigeria. God bless you all.
good morning, N6, my brother. Thank you very much. Thank you. When you settle down, please, you can always come up. My brother Omar, you're welcome to the space. Good morning.
A very good morning to you, my brother Saddam. Good morning, N6. It's always a pleasure to join this platform. It's always a pleasure to come on the Vawulence space. Thank you so much for taking time out to join us, all of our listeners. My name is Omar, and just as Saddam is feeling, I am feeling the same way right now because I believe that in every game, it is important for you to have an unbiased umpire in any game just to create balance and fairness. But in Nigeria, we've always understood that those who have run this country have operated it like a banana republic where there is nothing like the rule of law, there is nothing like fairness, there is nothing like justice. INEC, as its name is supposed to suggest, the Independent National Electoral Commission, they are supposed to be independent, devoid of any form of bias. But unfortunately, that is not the case. I have said it consistently that Peter Obi's victory at the polls come 2023 would demystify two things: the fake electoral numbers from the north and the fact that grassroots voters are the most important in the Nigerian electioneering system. At the end of the day, if urban voters come out to vote in large numbers, you would realize that all of this emphasis on grassroots sensitization is actually exaggerated. Nobody says that the people in the grassroots should not be, sensitized. But you cannot tell me that people living in rural areas have more numbers than those living in urban areas. That is so not possible. Now, let's look at it from the angle of these numbers from the north. Many who have traveled around northern Nigeria will tell you for sure that they keep on asking where these mighty numbers keep coming from. Well, we can all see it now. A particular kid that looks like somebody born maybe 7, 8, 9, 10 years ago, registered as a 1992 born voter and registered 6 or 7 times. This is where the numbers come from. This is the big mystery that we've been dealing with. This is why so many people, so many political power brokers in this country believe that without a particular region of the country, you cannot win elections because they understand how to manipulate the system. Thank God for this generation. Thank God for the coconut head generation. Thank God for the eagle eye that you and I are. We've refused to sleep on this because it is important. I posted a tweet yesterday that God forbid the Nigerian electorate makes a wrong decision come 2023. It's au revoir from me, ladies and gentlemen, because I really don't see any reason why I would want to be part of that kind of system anymore. A land where there is no justice, where there is no fairness, a land where you cannot trust the electoral system, you cannot trust the judicial system, you cannot trust the policing system, you cannot trust the financial system. Everything about Nigeria is designed right now to destroy you, even the electoral process. And I refuse to sit by and watch that happen again. Saddam was talking about a particular account of a lady who has been dissecting the INEC register. And by God, you need to go on that girl's page. I hope it has not been deactivated so that you can see the amount of atrocity that is being carried out by the Independent National Electoral Commission. I have it on good authority, confidential information that I may not be able to divulge the detail, that a particular guy was fired as head of INEC ICT, and another person was brought in who is very much leaning towards Bodilon.
My brother, don't hide it. The guy was transferred. He was not fired. He was
He was
transferred to Enugu.
transferred.
He was transferred to Enugu to be administrative staff.
So,
Don't sugarcoat
do you
it.
understand?
Release, say
So,
it.
so when you see a
Bunch of
semi-dead
criminals.
man who cannot even hold the flag of his political party, whose identity cannot be verified, Deloitte has come out to say that he never worked for them. What more are we going to find out about Amoda Ogunlere, or should I say Bola Ahmed Tinubu? I mean, who the fuck knows who he is? Nobody knows. I don't even know where this man went to school. Its supporters continue to tell you that we should have an issue-based campaign. Okay, by God, the age of your candidate is an issue. Can we discuss that? Is education is an issue? Can we have that on the table? Is health status is an issue? Can we have that as part of the issue-based campaign? Is previous work records, can we have that as part of the issue-based campaign? Jimmy has gone to dig up the original copies of this court document, the forfeiture he made to the US government. Can we have that as part of the issue-based campaign? Can he come out and speak for himself? I'm tired of seeing Festus Keyamo. I don't want to hear anything from Dio Israel. I don't want to hear anything from your surrogates. You are the one who is soliciting to be my leader. Can you bloody come out and talk to me? No, you can't, because you don't even know what to say. Buhari, 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 Buhari. That's what you got to offer me in 2022. Can you go fuck yourself? A man of shady character, a man whose personality cannot be ascertained, a man whose track records honestly leave so much to be desired, a man who has unpicked every successor in Lagos State after he left office in 2007. So much for the development that they often claim that Lagos State has managed to achieve. Because I honestly do not see it. That is the biggest urban slum in Africa, for goodness sake. He has a direct pipeline into the state tax coffers. Alpha Beta scandal. We all know how that works. We've seen the drug bust in Lagos. Are you trying to tell me that that amount of drugs would exist in Lagos State without the knowledge of the godfather of the state? Oh, come on. Come on. Don't fool me. And then we're still talking about issue-based campaign. So when you see him walking around the country in confidence, trying to curate his own narrative, trying to go around different places and organizing all of these fake town hall meetings where we all know that money has been shared, we saw what happened in Jos. You cannot match God's grace through money. No. It's either God is speaking for you or he's not. It's as simple as that. So you go out there, you pay people to come to the campaign ground, and then they start throwing stones and throwing sticks and throwing, placard and everything they can throw out there. That tells you for sure that God is behind one man in this election, and another man is from the pit of hell. As a matter of fact, two other men are from the pit of hell. And by God, we shall resist them. Because not again. This generation of young, brilliant people, the obedient movement has become a mini family for me. I've met the most amazing minds in this moment. The finest of Nigeria I have seen during the course of this movement. Waju, my brother, Caesar, with very deep researcher, the very well-knowledgeable guy in almost all aspects. Saddam, the brave guy who comes in and speaks his heart out every time. Lamin, the very powerful voice that speaks for everybody. I've met quite a number of wonderful people. And I can tell you for sure that the worst of us has been ruling the very best of us for a long time. And come 2023, by God, we shall resist. Thank you so much for joining us on today's episode of the Vawulence Space. My name is Omar.
My brother, thank you very much. Thank you. God bless you. Thank you very much. If I needed any heat, I don't think I need any heat as hotter than that one. Thank you very, very much. God bless you. Honestly, because when I look at the whole stuff and I'm like, God, just imagine how far we have come as a people, how far we have come as a movement, how far I sit down and I most times I try to, when I get all these messages coming in, guy, you don't want to see the messages I get every day. You don't want to see the messages I get every day. People are so, but I just keep telling them, listen, we haven't come this far just by our own doing. I see the supernatural hand above this movement. That is one push that every day I wake up I say, no, no, forget. Just do your bit. Make sure that you are playing your part. Make sure you're playing your role. Make sure not when you see signs, you see opportunities to checkmate stuff, you now sit down and say, no, supernatural hand. Do your bit, Nigerians. If everybody play his or her role as we move into this election circle, I promise you, I said something on our last space. A lady came up with the space I did with on my last space with Magnific Dude, where we had this fundraiser, and a lady came up. And I'm very, very big on and sticking to the script. I'm very, very big on holding up topics. If we are discussing a fundraiser space here, I don't want you to come up with any other stuff. Let's just stay on the topic let's eat up that topic and end with that topic. And then he came up with this INEX stuff that then I was like, sister, see, calm down. I understand your fear and everything, but I want you to understand something. There is something that is at play right now that these perennial riggers don't understand. And that is the power of the people. For so long, as Omar you said earlier on, the whole grassroots stuff, there is no place in the world. There is no place in the world whereby rural areas have more population than the urban cities. There is no place in the world. It is only happening in Nigeria. There is no place in the world. There is no place. It is only in Nigeria. And it is
And
because
it
the
only
people have
happens
been
during
docile.
census and election, no? Census and election.
Do you understand? Again,
God
and
bless
only
you.
during census
Census and
and elections.
election. That is when we hear that, oh, those are the
One
real
village, we have
voters.
one village.
They've
One village
gotten
to get
so
one.
emboldened
It
to
is
the point
crazy.
where these political criminals will come on the internet and be telling educated people that, don't worry, those who have PVC would decide this election. We're
decide.
going to
What?
demystify that rubbish come
Do you understand?
2023. You cannot tell me that there are more people in urban area, in rural areas
In rural
than people.
areas,
It does not make
it
any
doesn't
logical
work.
sense.
What are they finding in? What are they finding
As
in the
if,
rural
as if we
areas?
don't come from one village or the other, and we don't know when the village they rock and how the village they did during the year. Imagine
Bro.
there was one they said there are 10,000 names in a polling unit. This election will demystify many things, and I'm
See,
excited.
on a very normal day here, let's just play this out now. On a very normal day, my brothers, just imagine there was no Peter on the ballot. It was just a battle between Atiku and Tinubu. It will be a battle of who go read pass. We know where the numbers. We know how we do the numbers. How we manipulate normally. How do we manipulate the system? And we, the normal people that we know, I wouldn't have been involved in elections. That is my
Saddam,
truth.
we have actually never really had a proper election in our country.
We have
All we've
never.
had is a rigging contest.
Bro,
A rigging contest. Who can manipulate the machinery of state enough to their own favor and win elections through it? That's what we've always had. Now, you see, you will be surprised and wondering why they hate Peter so much. Because he has changed the dynamics. He has turned the table upside down. He has made them realize the fact that power truly belongs to the people. He has awoken the Nigerian population to make them understand that if you actually vote, if you actually stand for what you believe in, it will be very difficult for anybody to manipulate the system. I told people in 2015, you know what? I was watching a video of David Unen yesterday on Plus TV, and he said that his life right now, he is suffering the consequences of the decision that people made 7 years ago that he wasn't a part of. And I can boldly say the same. I did my best to sensitize people around me at the time. Like, look, you guys are about to make a really terrible decision. You guys keep, emphasizing on this guy Buhari being this, being that. But we could see through the packaging. We could see a man that was avoiding public discourse. We could see everything back then.
Omar, let me ask you this question here. Even if all the sensitization you did and we did against that man's candidate, there is nothing that would have changed because the system was already fucking rigged. Don't you understand?
And you can bet that they are strongly relying on that system to come through for them again in 2023.
And that's
why somebody like Bola Ahmed Tinubu, who has drug indictments in the United States, who cannot prove this man. I really have it in for this man, honestly. You cannot prove where you went to high school. You cannot prove anything about yourself. You have proven so far to be a kleptocrat in Lagos State. And now you are bold enough to try to nationalize that in the grand scheme of things. That is not going to happen. You know, one thing that really bothers me in all of this is the fact that this man keeps going around the country. He has refused to attend any debate. He has refused to speak to Nigerians. He would organize his own fake town hall meetings and go and pay people money to come there and speak like some kind of demigod, like a don who is running for office.
No, don't call it fake town hall meeting. Have you seen any clip from the fake town hall meeting, sir?
Oh, yeah, I saw one where he brought one lady from abroad with accents. And that one was the one that will answer questions for him.
Let's agree. Let's agree he's organizing town hall meeting. Have you seen a live town hall meeting where they say, tune in to so and so station right now? Tinubu is having a lifetime.
Did you say live? Baba does not operate live.
Edit,
even his own life is recorded. They are playing it for Nigerians.
Oh God have mercy. Bro,
his own life is recorded. His life is not playing out live. Somebody that claims to be 70 years old and is supposedly 80-something. Is that live? We are watching a recorded person play out in our presence.
Bro, I look back at 2015, yeah, and I was like, look at those numbers of votes that came out. I look at that number and I'm like, okay, that vote that came out from Kano State.
They will tell you that there are more people in Kano than Lagos.
When Uche Secondus was screaming, people didn't understand.
Apart from even
it was rigged to rig. But this one when they rig now, wow.
Hi.
Secondus knew why he was shouting. Parain sat down and said, we will not have this. There is a gentleman's agreement even in this rigging thing. Which
you
one be this
understand?
Kano? 4 million people. You dey whine me.
Apart from look at the Kano wreck, the wreck in Kano he was murdered with his whole family. Were burnt. Verify, go and verify. After the elections. Because of the amount of the man them burn up down.
Do you remember one cop like that in Kano who prevented them from carrying out electoral violence and all of that? I can't remember the guy.
This last 2019 on now. This
2019 on. Anybody that can remember that very honest cop's name should come up here and tell us. I remember that man was transferred not long after that.
Yes,
simply because he did not use. Now you see this thing about the INEC server. I was having a confidential conversation with somebody yesterday, and the person made it clear to me that, Omar, you know what? We need to put this thing out there in public consciousness. It is important for people to understand that the ICT department of INEC is where Bola Ahmed Tinubu's confidence is coming from. The ICT department of INEC, I will repeat, the ICT department of INEC, that is where these people are getting their confidence from. They are so sure. You know, I've been saying it on this platform. I even wrote a piece about it, that this man has been confident so far, acting like the Nigerian people don't matter. He's going to win anyway. I can tell you categorically that his confidence is coming from the ICT department of INEC. That is where they plan to carry out this thing.
My brother,
they believe that they can manipulate the system, and there are rumors of him actually having his own beavers machine. Rumors, I have said again, there are rumors, we've heard that, but for sure, we know that the ICT department of INEC is where they plan to rig this election. So Nigerians, hold INEC by their balls. Hold them accountable. Speak truth to power. Because I assure you that if you miss this, your children, your children's children will never forgive you for allowing a drug baron or a kleptomaniac like Atiku to become your president. Thank you.
Apart from that, yeah, we're going to definitely going to have situation rooms. Everybody, that's why we say everybody's a polling agent. You're not going to come this far, then you now wait for everybody. We're going to be live streaming. We're going to be live streaming the elections that day from every polling unit, correlating our own results ourselves, live streaming it. It's going to see these guys. Listen, you know where old man they think saying they use old brain. Young boys are ready for these people also. We are the tech generation. We are that generation that we must stand up. There is nothing INEC know that we don't know. We don't have people that are ready. The issue is that are we ready to sacrifice ourselves, our talent, our God-given gifts to make sure we take back our country? That is the question. That is where I'm coming in from right now. We must, as a people, stand up and understand that if we do anyhow, these men are ready to rob this election. He has planned it. He has worked his way towards it. But we have to stand up, have our situation room, have our monitoring room, every state, every support group. It is not a matter of now, the time has passed where I'm not even big on this grassroots. Mobilize the fucking urban areas. There's no amount of grassroots. There is no amount of grassroots that have the number in the urban area. The problem we have over time is that you guys in the urban area have been docile. You don't care about elections. You don't come out to vote. You chill at home watching DSTV. You chill at home doing love with your wife or your girlfriend or something. Or some of you that are guys, you open field and be playing football on a Saturday election where your life will be determined.
I don't want them say on election day I go carry Koboko. They drive around my hood.
If I see any monkey post,
for road, I go wipe. I don't already talk about so little. So if them burn anybody well on election, they come play that on a football. So they NTA go to put out for news while residents who were not bothered with the election were seen on the streets playing ball. If
how
them
do
burn
you
you
normalize voter apathy so much that it has become a culture?
Yes, the whole nation watched NTA for more than 4 decades. We didn't know we were being programmed. Now we are on programming ourselves through all these social media platforms. My own be say, and everybody should have that rule. Tell everybody for your street, oh, on the day of election, if you don't want vote, day your house. But anybody will come outside say, want go play football, play basketball, you want do jogging.
Go, you go collect.
I could just dey drive around, stick my head out of my car, wipe and Koboko drive. They go. Which way for road make we take? People are that voters apathy will go flog and come on our body.
We go
Now they
flog am.
mad.
Because the culture of seeing election day as a public holiday, we need to remove it from our psyche for
Oh
the love of
yes,
God.
there's a vox pop of some ladies in Port Harcourt. They went to a market. The lady said, "Man,
Yeah,
that day
yeah.
of election, I could just day my house. Your house will burn down. That day you want to be your
Amen.
house will burn."
N6, N6. Listen, for me, I'm like, you know, something about these politicians that they have. You know, when you trust on somebody, you trust in a system, and continuously this system has failed you back to back to back. That woman probably have been voting since 93, 99, 90, 2003, 2007, 2000, and there is no change. And she just gets tired. I can understand. But our job right now is to make sure we go into all these places and sanitize these people and understand that there is something different. There is something new. We can try one more time. One more. There's no harm in one last trial. Try this one. Push this one. Mobilize your people this one more time. Let's do this one more time. And if this one more time fails you, from 2024, you can say, I know. From 2027, you can say, I know do again.
Saddam, you know, say inside this movement, you na motivator. You na let's say na ministerial position, you na minister of motivation, me na chief of army staff nowadays. So no worry, do that one. My own na say on the day of election, I have press pass. I can drive around. I will stick up. I don't buy Koboko. As I dey drive like this, anybody where they play monkey post, I go just drive like say
Wipe
I want
am.
just pass. I just want drive pass. Maybe I'll be next stop. I go just by the time you just say fiam for your back. The whole I don't need to flog everybody. Now just who be captain or who hold ball. If I flog them, everybody go enter house. Na the man.
Oh my
Oh
God.
my God. Because honestly, in as much as it is easy to see the humorous side of what Cecil is saying, I strongly believe that it is important to have that kind of radical approach to making sure that we stop this madness. At the end of the day, my sister, when you said something that I would forever hold on to, she said it on the People's Parliament. She said, if you do not do politics, politics will do you. Politics has been doing us for so many years. That is why we have clowns and irrelevant, inconsequential people like Kudu Selehi who will come on Twitter and tell you that don't worry. The real voters, you will see the real voters. They'll go and post the picture of one old woman suffering so much in Ilejemeje Ekiti. And they will show this woman and tell you for sure that these are the real voters. We don't care about your crying online. Urban voters, they are speaking to you. Are you going to sit down and accept this insult? Are
Me-
you going to lay down flat and allow a mandate, this useless mandate that the All Progressive Congress keeps saying they are standing on, a mandate of a vice presidential candidate that has strong terrorism links, a mandate of a presidential candidate that has strong narcotic links? Is that the kind of mandate you're going to allow to fly?
My brother,
In the
that
name
Say
of
some
Nigeria
of
is not
them
my
go stand for
business.
mandate for just slump with mandate,
Baba won't
die
fall
on
for
top
ground
no
though.
mandate.
N6,
APC
N6. Listen
Mandate
here.
no even fit carry in doctor help your life.
mandate when no fit stand on.
Let me come in from the spiritual angle now. Let me
Saddam.
go for spiritual angle on my please. See, listen, guys. I don't believe so many people are not spiritual. Though. I don't. That's your cross. Me, I'm a very spiritual person, so I'm speaking from the spiritual angle. When God wants to do something, He will not come down and say, "And I may be God, though. Now I may see what I want to do." He will show you signs. He speaks through signs. When a party starts their campaign, and the first news that comes out of that campaign is that people are dying on that campaign ground. There is stampede in that campaign ground.
Point of correction, one name. The first news that came out when the party started their campaign, I said the candidate miss.
No, I'm saying campaign rally.
Campaign
Campaign
rally,
rally.
okay, God
This is
bless.
their first official campaign rally. When the first official campaign rally of a party starts and person die, not a person, a prominent person in that party dies on that ground. People are being flogged. There's stampede on that ground. It does not augur well. It does not it spells only doom. This is me coming from the spiritual side. If you don't want to hear, do not hear. You don't believe, say God did. That one concern you. I don't pretend with me, I believe. And this is what I'm telling you. So you cannot come out and put it physically now. In a physical now, can you explain to me why a politician, where does steam money finish, fly all the way from Lagos, go die? If people say don't use that one sacrifice. Because for me, I keep saying that APC is an occultic gathering. It's a gathering of Satan. I think Satan, they was in that campaign miss that day. Satan, I am the officiating priest for that campaign ground. The devil is an APC member. If you don't know it today. Because the ways of the devil is to kill, to steal, and to destroy. What have APC done to Nigeria for the past 7 years? Kill you, steal from you, and destroy you. The same modus operandi of the devil. So I am here telling you now with my own heart and my chest, Nigerians, fucking wake up. We have our country to save. Everything you can do to let it not be heard that, I wish I do this thing, no. No. Do it, please, guys. Please. Push yourselves, motivate people. If, as Essex said, he knows how to motivate. If that's why people called, wipe them called, the one you are good at, do it and wake the fucking nation up. Urban voters, stand up and vote. You don't vote. You are that. We have 90 million voters. Inside of 90 million, most say 10 million are thieves. 10 million or 20 million are people where APC don't conjoin inside that list. So let's say 70 million original voters. And instead of 70 million original voters, people that have come out to vote are like 20 million. Because inside that 20 million, they tell us there's like 30 million are coming out. In 10 million are rigged votes, if not more. I'm coming on the low scale right now. Then the remaining 40 to 50 million of you sit down at home without voting. That 40 to 50 million of you, if you not come out this next election, vote. The cost will come at the end of the space. My brother, Omar, back to you, please. Let's just take some speakers up.
Yes.
Guys, you're up here, please. Your hands should be up. Let us have a queue. I think we'll start with our brother. Let's start with the lady. Ladies first today. And our first area mama is here, woman leader. Omar, I'm going to hand over to you. You just run the post. And guys, please, Daily Faro to me is going to be with us on the space much later. We're just having discussion. He's going to join us much later. Omar, back to you, my brother.
I love the hashtag INEC is corrupt, Saddam.
Thank you,
Yes,
guys. Please,
God
get
bless
that.
you.
Let me
INEC
post it
is
up.
corrupt.
Let
Now,
me
I was
post it
even
up.
thinking of something like fix up INEC, but no, INEC is corrupt.
Let me post
We
it up
need
on the
to
Jumbo
call
Show.
them out. We
Now,
need to make them understand the danger that these people pose to our collective destiny, my guys. It is dangerous what these guys are about to pull off. I can tell you for free, ladies and gentlemen, that Nigeria in its current state has less than a 10-year lifespan. I've said it, I've heard it from people in the international community, I've heard it from Nigerians in the diaspora. We're
you're being
heading
generous.
towards... It's
You're being
dangerous.
generous. You're being
Like,
generous.
I'm being generous. I completely understand that. I'm just trying to give it as much time as possible. But we have less than a 10-year lifespan. This country is going to go up in flames, and these people do not mind being the king of ashes. It is very obvious.
Did you
But
see
of
the
course,
news that came out from Calabar today, Omar?
no, I didn't see it. What was
Oh,
that?
wow. You know
It's
that
very difficult to keep.
I'm telling you, the news are just too much.
It's flying left, right, and
They are
center.
just
So
too
that my
much.
belly is sleep. This movement has
My
taken total
God.
control of my
My
life.
brother, I said something on our last piece, Omar, if you remember when we were complaining about the whole Southwest and being, I told you, I said all the forest in Nigeria as we speak today.
Oh yeah, I saw the
Has
video
been
you're talking
occupied.
about. I saw the video. I remember I saw the video. That man that
All
was
our
bleeding as a
forests.
driver.
Yes, all our forests have been occupied across Nigeria. So when you say 10 years lifespan, I laugh. If we don't get a sensible government that is ready to fight insecurity head on, that is not coming to play business as usual. Because for APC and PDP, security is big business for their cabal of friends.
Oh yeah, an attack on Boko Haram will go back to being an attack on the north.
Do
We
you
know the
understand?
lexicons.
Do you
We know the
understand?
lexicons.
It is business for these guys.
Saddam,
And
do you
meanwhile, our
understand?
northern brothers are suffering.
Do you know the
Same
most
way right now that Omar, please, I'm coming. Same way they're pushing the suffering right now to other part of Nigeria. Everybody should feel the heat. Everyone should feel the pain of bandits and kidnapping. These guys are making money off insecurity in Nigeria. It is business. Insecurity in Nigeria is big business. Kidnapping is big business. That is the only business, that's the only sector APC have success. I can give them A1. They did well in insecurity sector, empowering kidnappers, bandits, and terrorists across the nation.
A
Because
kidnapper
if
was caught who is the legal, who is the aide to a governor. You are perfectly right, brother. The facts are out there.
it is their business. It is their business. So guys, understand where we are and where we are. So people. So Omar, when you say 10 years, I laugh. 10 years is too much as for a country. Nigeria is on the brink of collapse. And the world cannot take what's going to come out. So guys, please, we have a hashtag we're trending today. Over 800 of us on the space. Over, let's say, 820. Probably 100 of them are from the Abado camp. They will not tweet it. I don't freaking care. They are here to listen and they will learn the hard way. So everybody, please, before you speak right now, before we give the mic to you, please, I'm going to be checking your this thing. Make sure you've tweeted with the hashtag INEC is corrupt. Make a tweet about it. You can multi-tweet it. Anyhow you want to make, get constructive, get creative with the hashtag. But let us trend today. INEC is corrupt. I heard INEC has been blocking Nigerians. INEC, you are
Yes,
blocking
they have.
Nigerians.
They have. They've been blocking
Oh my
Nigerians. I
God.
tell you for free, my dear brother, they have been blocking Nigerians. The Independent National Electoral Commission, that is supposed to be the electoral umpire in the electioneering process, has been blocking Nigerians. If you're on this space and you are not a Nigerian, if you're on this space and you have power within the international community, we call on you to intervene. Do everything that you can. Please amplify our voices. They are about to mortgage our collective destiny as a nation. The kleptocrats in our system, the septuagenarians who refuse to go away and allow younger minds to govern the country, they are taking their last stand, and INEC is their Alamo. We are doing our best to resist them, but these guys, they have state control. They have a lot of wealth, and we're doing our best to fight them. That is why we're trending the hashtag INEC is corrupt. I'm not going to do all of the talking today. I'm really, really animated. Honestly, I can tell that so many people will be able to figure that with the tone of my voice, because I understand the fact that for a very long time I've been talking about where this strange confidence of Amoda Ogunlere is coming from. Now I can see it. That confidence is coming from the ICT department of INEC. They have a clear plan, a well orchestrated plan to rig, and by God, we will resist. Women leader Lamin, a very good morning to you out there. How you doing? Please don't shoot with that women leader thing.
Good morning. Good morning, N6. Good morning, Saddam. Good morning to you guys. It's it's not like Saddam said, it's not a good day. It's embarrassing that we're in this position in this country. It's sad. But let me say first, it is official. Amuda Tinubu is a woman. So is it that Tinubu is a woman or Tinubu?
Lamin, there's not transgender. Let's tread carefully.
As at that time, they've not said you transgender. If Tinubu is not a woman, it is official that Tinubu is impersonating somebody. But let me go to INEC. I have said it. INEC is not with us. INEC is not for us. INEC is not for Nigerians. And Nigerians must know freedom is not free. Freedom, you can't fight for your freedom sitting down. You need to know that. Get it at the back of your head that freedom is not free. You fight for it, you grab it by any means possible. We are not fighting to destroy this country. We are fighting to get the country on the right track. So we are doing the right thing. So we fight INEC, we fight PDP, we fight APC, and anybody who says Nigeria is not going to be great, we crush. So freedom is not free. Freedom is not one sitting down. Freedom is not one nagging. Freedom is not one complaining. Do something. Fight. Talk. Retweet. Talk to people. Anything you want to do, anyhow you want to help to get freedom, to be free from this impunity, to be free from these evil people, to be free from these demonic leaders. We must do it. And by God's grace, we will win. So yes, INEC is not for us. I watched Festus, this commissioner of INEC, that their commissioner for communication, he embarrassed himself on channels the other day, saying that the reason they brought it out is for Nigerians to look at it and filter it. You mean when INEC was doing registration, INEC saw a 10-year-old boy and registered the person, they want us Nigerians. No problem, we will filter it. We're already doing it. We will filter it. We will take it to them so that they will bring it out. We have 3 months. We will filter it. He said that it is our duty as Nigeria. All the money they collected, the person sitting down does not know the difference between a 10-year-old child and an 18-year-old child. It's okay, no problem. It is our duty. This is what people do when they are fighting for freedom. If you look at what is happening in Iran, this is over 50 days. They are beating people and they are still on the streets. So we have not even started. You see, whatever it takes for this country to be great. And I tell you, Omar, you said that au revoir. There's no au revoir. We will continue to fight in this country until we get it right. We will fight these people tooth and nail anyhow they want it. We are here for them. We are not ready to cower. We won't cower in. We won't cave into fear. We won't cave into intimidation. We won't cave into their wealth. We will fight them anyhow the right way. And we want to win this election. Coming to this idiotic man, Tinubu, there's nothing we can do. There's nothing. The only way we can tackle him, we pray that all the lawyers taking him to court will get something out of it. But I know that they won't get anything out of it. The only thing we can get is to win this election and rest these people for the rest of their miserable life. If not, how will INEC tell me they didn't do due diligence? They did not see that Amuda did not do primary school. They didn't also see that Amuda did not do secondary school. They did not also see that the education certificate he presented was fucking fake. They didn't also realize that Amuda was a woman in USA. INEC did not do that. They didn't see it. It was negligent. And now that it's brought to the purview of Nigerians, INEC is still saying that they're not going to do anything. Somebody has to sue them. And that's why we have people like the Akim that went to prime time yesterday saying that thing is rubbish, is fake news. Anybody that has anything to say to go to court. Which court? Judiciary is not for us. Judiciary is for them. So we don't have any court. The only court we have, it is our PVC. And Nigerians, if we don't fight these people, your children, your grandchildren will spit on your grave. So if you like, watch these people say the vote is for grassroots. Watch these people lie to you that the vote comes from the grassroots. Watch these people tell you that there are 1,500, 5,000, 10,000 that they give to these women in the grassroots is what makes them be celebrated. Because this election was rigged in 2011, according to Amina. And she has proof. Because by 2011, they already have people in their system that will help them rig the election. That's why you hear people like Soludo will say, the whole of the Southeast has only 1 million votes, but Kanu can cancel that. And I say to him, the whole of Southeast does not have 1 million votes. The reason we have 1 million votes is because we have criminals contesting. Now, we have a credible candidate contesting. So we will prove to Nigeria, the reason why Nigerians have never been involved in politics is because we have criminals, thieves, kleptomaniacs coming to contest for election. But now, we have a credible candidate, and we will prove to these people, we Nigerians, the middle class, the urban settlers, the semi-urban settlers, we cancel out this grassroots by far. And you see this grassroots that they are also gloating and shouting and lying to themselves that they got the dope. They also are suffering. They are also being killed. They are living in IDP camps. It is not P2B that was president when we have IDP camp in my state. It was not P2B. It's not P2B that is president that we now have IDP camp in Benue. We now have IDP camps in Anambra and all of that. It is APC that was in government. So it is left for us now to go tell these people, go fucking fuck yourself. I yield the mic.
Oh my goodness. Thank you so much, Lamine. Every time I come on this platform, I keep saying it. The obedient movement is a family, a very big family in its own right. And every time that, I'm not going to lie to you, that I don't have days when I feel like, oh God, how are we going to do this? It's so much of a big task. But when I hear voices like Lamine, when I hear people like Cizo come up with facts, when I hear my brother Ayodeji come up with all of the work that he's doing on the ground, when I listen to people like Waju with their calm but very, very pointed submissions, I get re-energized again. And when I look for comic relief, of course, I go to our dear brother, Amoda Ogunlere. Or should I say Bola? I don't know. Anyway, but listen.
Of this ceremony. Thank you. God bless you.
God bless Nigeria. God bless Nigeria. God bless the APC.
Ebelebeko, in the words of N6. Ebelebeko. Somebody said APC supporters, they use Bola Ahmed Tinubu for comic relief and they use Peter Obi for critical thinking. And I completely agree.
Oh yes. Oh yes.
Sisu, please come in here.
All right. So, ladies and gentlemen in the beautiful Church of Violence, let me take you over to one of the greatest things ever created, Google. I want to show you that INEC, it no go better for INEC. And it no go better for Mahmoud Yakubu. I am using the full extent of my freedom of speech to say this. I need to read you people the INEC budget for the 2023 elections. Please indulge me. Because after I've read this thing to you, you will know that we shouldn't even be helping these bastards to go through the roll call of voters. Now make we go in there, go begin protests. Because these people are mad. Initially, INEC had asked for 305 billion naira for the 2023 elections. How much is ASU asking for again? We move. Can you all hear me? If you can, please just say yes. Now,
Loud and
ahead
clear,
of
bro.
next year's general election, the Independent National Electoral Commission, INEC, has budgeted a sum of 305 billion naira. They further requested a month later 50 extra billion naira, bringing it to 355 billion for the polls in the 2023 fiscal year budget. Recall that the INEC chairman, Professor Mahmoud Yakubu, now them, Professor Soludo, Professor Yakubu, Mumu, Professor Wino de Eb, in December 2021, told the National Assembly to require 305 billion naira as projected expenditure for the 2023 elections. Is everybody following this? 305 billion naira, billion, has been budgeted for this election. Now, the fantastic Mahmoud Yakubu broke down what he needed this money for. And that was where the thing gets a bit confusing. Now, the first one, they budgeted 2.6 billion, was earmarked for off-season elections in Kogi, Imo, and Bayelsa. One. The elections for those three states will hold on November the 11th, 2023. According to INEC, the 2.6 billion will be used for the provision of election referendums, and yada yada yada. Now, what cracked me up is this one. According to INEC, in the 2023 budget of their agency, 50 million naira will be spent to buy firefighting equipment. Waiting concern INEC with firefighting equipment. Okay, 50 million naira will be spent. Motor vehicles, 150 million naira will be spent on motor vehicles. INEC, the ones from 2019, what happened to them just 4 years later? No wahala. 250 million naira will be used to repeat offices. I don't know, this seems to be a mistake. 250 million naira to repeat offices and residential buildings. So
Bro, it was not a mistake. They want to rebuild and repeat. That's what they are trying to tell you. Something
wow.
the structures they already have on ground, they would put it in the budget that they're going to rebuild. That's how we all understand the corruption
Jesus
mechanism of
Christ.
this
Anyways,
country.
I thought it was a typo, but it's
No,
actually
it
there.
wasn't.
Repeat. Now, the one that blew my mind is, you just see all sort of irrelevances. Let me get the more intricate breakdown of what they are going to buy, because this thing, it just cracked me up. Provisions for runoff elections, 27 billion naira. Procurement of accreditation devices makes sense, Beavers and the rest, 105 billion. Honoraria for INEC ad hoc staff, 23 billion. Ad hoc
Jesus.
staff. Election logistics expenses, movement, deployment, and retrieval of men and materials for election, 23 billion. Printing of ballot paper, 20 billion. Procurement of non-sensitive materials, 12 billion. Printing of result sheets, 9 billion. Procurement of ballot box, 7 billion. Procurement of operational vehicles, 3.9 billion naira for operational vehicles. Look, my brother. Now,
Operational vehicles they used in 2019 don't sell out.
it don't spoil. Last year, the website DataFight reviewed the country's election expenses and noted that while the federal government spent 444.5 billion to conduct the country's last 3 general elections, a total of 255 billion naira was wasted due to low voter turnout. This was where I'm trying to land on. INEC will do all of this, but they wasted 255 billion because you motherfuckers who are undecided will not come out and meet up the number of ballot papers they print, meet up to the number of cars they buy, meet up to the number of money they spend. So you not even coming out to vote cost this country in 2019 alone 255 billion. Amongst other things, the Electoral Commission uses the voters register, that is the number of people who have registered for an election, as a basis for election planning. In the 2011 general election, INEC spent 139 billion naira at the average cost of 1,893 naira or $9 per voter for the 73.5 million registered voters. Guess how many people voted? Less than 30 million. So you are a problem to this country if you're not voting. You're a curse to Nigeria. You're a part of our wastage. Billions, 255 billion naira wasted because just you, your dumbass, didn't come out to vote and you have a PVC because they must do their calculations by how many registered voters there are, no matter who comes out to vote. So the northerner who is or whoever is in the hinterlands and the villages manipulating INEC and putting 10,000 fake voters is doing Nigeria more of a favor than you not coming out to vote. You think it's cool? I got them my house that day, I beg. I know we done the vote sense, we never see anything. Okay. No wahala. 3 million registered voters in Anambra State. Soludo won the election with 200,000 votes. Keep embarrassing yourselves, Nigerians who have refused to vote but have PVCs. Keep embarrassing yourselves. You're a funnel of wasted for this country. For the 2015 elections, 116.3 billion naira was spent at the rate of 1,691 or $8 per voter for the 68.9 million citizens who had registered prior to the election funding stage. In 2019, the number of registered voters stood at 84 million people, and 189.2 billion was spent to was wasted in conducting this election because of the ones who did not come out. Remember, Buhari won that election by 2 million votes. I think he got 13 million. I think he got 11 million, and the rest of them shared about 1 million. So only about 28 to 30 million people voted out of 84 million. Why should I even be bothered about helping INEC clean up their goddamn register? If I can just convince 20 million of you to come out, I would drown Bola Ahmed in votes. Yes.
Then now imagine the amount of rigging that they added to that Buhari 30 million votes. Imagine the numbers.
May God forever bless you. That's where I was heading. There are 84 million registered voters. Atiku got 11 million. Buhari got 13 million. That's 26 million people. Let's say that they rig and added 5 million votes to each person. So take away 10 million votes. So that means now 16 million people, Saddam, voted out of 84 million PVC holders in this country.
Jesus
16
of
million.
Nazareth. Jesus.
Fucking crazy.
I need you people to wake up, Nigeria. I know why I give you people these numbers and this research. I cry in my house when I write my notes. I am parked on the expressway screaming into my phone because you people have to fucking wake up, Nigerians. It's no more funny. It's no more funny. 355 billion. They are calculating for 84 million registered voters. Do you understand that bad as bad, even if 40 million of you come out, we will put Peter B in power. Neat. Let them beavers fraud do whatever the fuck they want to do. Let them not even clean up their INEC register. If I can just get 10 million extra of you guys to just get up and go and look for your PVC in the part of your wallet where the expired condom is. Just dig this fucking card out. Because we're going to waste money. Mahmoud Yakubu will waste billions because they have to print like 84 million people will come out. 13 million Nigerians ensured that Buhari remained in power in 2019. 13 million people. 13 million. If only Atiku could find 4 million more people. If only Atiku had convinced 4 million more people, he would have beaten Buhari by 2 million votes. Just 4 million more people. Please, I beg you. Please, Buhari is not on the poll. Tinubu has never run for presidential before. Atiku ran before, got 11 million. Cool. Please, I beg you, can 20 million of you just come out and thumbprint for Peter Obi? I don't need to go through the INEC register. Let them have 1,000 babies. Let them have every Almajiri in the north with one. Say there are about 4 million projected Almajiri youths. Let them have all of them with 1 PVC and vote for Bola Ahmed Tinubu. If 20 million of you can just come out for Peter Obi, I promise you we've won. Buhari won 2019 election with 13 million votes. 13 million. 13 million. Oh my God.
Thank you, my brother.
I knew that.
This is right.
Not for the wise.
Just sit down here. That's what I told that lady on that space. That I told her, listen, I can understand you. For me right now, even if we say now that let's take the highway and say, fuck INEC registration, fuck checking the whole stuff, fuck doing any clean up or anything. If we take the highway, which is saying nothing that happen, make we come out that day. Let's meet at the fucking polls, as I always say. There is no amount of rigging that can guarantee
yes, we will still win
as a president.
I swear we will win.
There is no amount of irregular votes. I told that lady that day, I said, if in my polling unit now, I come out to vote with my guys, we choke for there. Now I can't see some underage children, then carry them, somebody come vote.
I go beat them.
The way I go beat those children, the way they go collect. But the problem is that you were supposed to beat those children, you won't come out to vote. You go their house, they chill. Then they'll not bring children to come and vote for you in your polling unit. But if you come out in your numbers, if your polling unit is 150 people, instead of 150 people, 50 are rigged, 50 are children, underage voters, and 100 of you come out, those 50 children will not vote that day. That is the problem. We need to take up our responsibility as a people. Understand the fucking power we yield. If election does not count, Tinubu will not spend trillions of naira trying to rig, trying to bribe, trying to canvass, going on campaign and doing all this stuff. Your vote fucking counts. The problem is that we don't participate, and when you don't participate, you give them more room to rig. Let Tinubu conjure all he wants to conjure with the ICT people. Let us come out in our millions and vote. Every state we're collecting our result. Live, they tweet them live, we they do the live this in and just they say for Lagos, 7 million people register to vote, 4 million people vote. Instead of 4 million people, they see our number, say we carry 3 million people for that.
Do you know that?
Voting rigging can happen, my people.
I swear to God. Do you know that this thing that N6 said? I've always said this to people. I remember that in 2015, if you're on this space listening to me, you know who you are. You're very close to me, relationship-wise, family relationship in this sense. I remember telling this particular person that once people vote in large numbers, elections are so freaking difficult to rig. So difficult because you cannot balance out the numbers. Once you vote in large numbers, forget whatever they try to do. Forget it. You are going to win. The only reason these people get away with this rigging machinery is because they know for sure that people will not vote. Voter apathy is something that has destroyed. If you're one of those people that you've had your PVC since 2011, and you keep saying stuff like, I have PVC, but I don't vote. Honestly speaking, the Holy Spirit will slap you from both sides of your face. Because people like you are the problem. But anyway, INEC, I have a message for you on this platform today. And it's from the late Sound Sultan. God bless his soul.
Let me see the hunter.
INEC, ole. INEC, ole.
Buruku,
if you want to redeem your reputation, come out and address all of these issues. We cannot have children voting anymore. We cannot live in a country where the urban voters will be reduced to non-entities, and you would exalt illiterates in the villages simply because they can't be manipulated. The urban voter, I speak to you today. If you do not vote come 2023, You are one of the major problems of this country. My brother Ayodeji, take it from there. Thank you so much for joining.
Guys, I also want to remind you, Omar, the only reason they do all of these numbers and rigging is the obscurity of the rural areas. That is all. The obscurity of the rural areas is why they can be in one dead
Exactly.
burying in something school, thumping. It's the obscurity of the rural areas. They don't necessarily manipulate the people in the rural areas, but they go to those rural areas in its obscurity, and it makes it easier to manipulate the voting itself. Now, if if you're in an area and a lot of people come out, they are unified in purpose towards Peter Obi, and one idiot comes, registers and votes his first voting, then wants to sit down in that machine 4 more times with maybe 4 extra fake PVCs, and maybe he registered 4 different fingers, you go slap am and says, come, this guy dey mad. Not be me and you just vote. Do you understand where I'm coming from? They do all of this in the obscurity of those regions. So that is why we need you guys in the urban regions to come out. INEC has said it that 84 million of you have PVCs. If you remember from the beginning of all this PVC drive, I told you guys I have never been excited because I know politics 101. I will just disenfranchise every new liable voter. Finish. But the 84 million of you guys, you people that have PVC, go and tell your uncle, your mother, your house girl, incentivize them. Those little rats, your driver, those people that use election day as a holiday, incentivize them. Tell them Peter will be this time around. Bribe, do whatever you have to do, because my brother, we can win this election. There are some things that don't bother me because I know that Vox Populi, Vox Day, the voice of the people is the voice of God. That is all. Let me just get the people on my side. Let me just get the people on my side. I have God on my side. Simple. Simple. And I stand by it. It has always been my lexicon in any electoral cycle. Who is the man that has the ear, the sympathy, the minds and hearts of the people? That is the man that God is on his side. Simple. So let us keep that in mind and keep going around and canvassing and pushing. We'll also do our best to clean up the irregularities in the INEC folder. But please, I beg you, it is still an election. It is still a numbers game. It is still government for the people, by the people, put in there by the people, because the government is for the people. We will make this happen. Vox Populi, Vox Day. The voice of the people is the voice of God. Please, I beg you, stay focused, everyone. God bless you all.
Thank you very much. I think Ayodeji fell off, so let me start with my brother Waju. Waju, good morning. You're welcome to the space this morning.
Yeah, thank you. Waju, take it from here, please.
Okay, guys. Good morning. I have taken my time to listen to all your animated submissions, and it's rightly so. I mean, nobody who has been a victim of maladministration and the evil that our nation has been, sunk into in the last couple of years, that would not really feel that animated and very expressive, in the submission. Permit me to just start by saying that I really was laughing whether I was Saddam or probably Umar, and I was talking about some events that normally happen in the north. In 2005, I had the opportunity to travel to the North Central, particularly a place called Kogi State. I don't know so many places, but I remember that I went with my pastor for a funeral service of his mother. By the way, my pastor is actually, back then, it's actually, Barrister Solomon Wada. He's actually, close to the Wada that was the governor at the point. Now, I'll tell you very simply, from the Kina local government to the next local government, that's where I want to start my conversation from this morning. It's actually less than 1 kilometer. I might be wrong though, but that's because the only thing that actually showed that there was a local government in that particular environment was that a building. Every other thing that I saw at that particular point in time was what you could call bushes. So when you talk about what happens in the north and what happens in the south,
Waju, I was the one talking about it. Those strange numbers that comes from northern Nigeria, Baba, I cannot wrap my head around it.
So
You
so
travel
when
almost
you
200 kilometers and all you see is land and bushes. And then they tell you
Yes.
that 10,000 voters emanated from the state,
Yes.
from the love, for the love of God.
Yes.
Are they grasses that grew and went to the
Yes.
polling units?
Yes. Yes. And that is even, Kogi, you're not talking about the core north,
No, it's only in
where
Nigeria the hinterland has more population than the coastal region. Only in Nigeria.
you can say that again. And then that's just one piece. Let me go back to another thing that you guys raised, and I think I've got a couple of friends there that probably will be able to buttress this point. Biruki is here. About 3 months ago or four, I was talking about these urban voters and the grassroots thing. Over the years, we have very erroneously thought that voters, from the rural areas were the deciders of our election, and if they were at any particular point, it was because we allowed it to happen. I'm from Ondo State. I was born in Oyo State. I've lived in Lagos State and Oyo State and Ondo State, and I can tell you this for free. Akure, for instance, is the most urban area in Ondo State, and it has the largest population. Whatever anybody says, I can tell you that most of the decisions that are made as it affects Ondo State, they're made from Akure. So when you tell me that my own local town, on Ikare Akoko, actually gives more votes, more votes than the Akure, that is the
Waju, God
urban area.
bless you. I lived in Akure. You know what? I lived in Akure. Now let me bust your brain. I lived in Ilaramokin. I'm not messing with you. I lived in Ilaramokin for 8 months of my life. I'm not going to tell you what year. And I can tell you for sure that every time people come around and tell me this bullshit about rural voters, my head goes up in flames. Like, are you joking? People that
See,
have one market in 1 week, one market day in 1 week. And you see people coming from other parts of Ondo State coming to that market simply because they don't even have enough population to populate their
Omar,
own market.
Omar, let me just land somewhere. I'm trying to give this picture so that you all understand. Let's leave Akure. Let's even go to my town, Ikare Akoko, which is almost one of the most popular towns in the state. The question is, if you are also looking for the urban part of Ikare Akoko, you and I know that once you leave Ojaba and some other areas there where we have schools, it seems. I mean, you can still go to some rural areas, and from that particular place, you can cast your vote and count the number of those who can call elite that will come there. What does that tell you? Over the years, it's been you and you and you that have made this rigging possible. You never came out. You gave them an opportunity to use this stupid narrative, and I say the stupid narrative that grassroots or rural individuals are the ones who cast their votes. Now, let me now address something very important that will make you understand. Sometimes in I think it was 2003 or 2007, one of the PDP major stalwarts said that they would rule Nigeria for 60 years. Now, when they said that, they knew what they were saying. And so now that you are getting agitated about, APC being all laid back and thinking that they've got this on the wraps, I'll tell you the reason for that. Apart from Humphrey Nwosu, who was in charge of INEC in 1970, where what time is that? 1992 rather. Who is
1992, 93,
yeah?
Humphrey
Who is
Nwosu
that?
was the head of NECON at the time.
Yes, who is arguably, by some people's, calculation, probably the best chairman of NECON, of ever. The next individual that will have been closed, but whose tenure lasted less than 2 years, was actually a certain individual by the name Ephraim Iboko Akpata. Guess what the guy had to do? He just had to conduct the election that happened in 1999, and after then he was booted out in 2000. And from then onward, I say it again, from then onward, everybody that had taken up that position, from Abel Gobadia to every other person that ruled there, they were there as an appendage of the government, which means that whatever the government wanted would be done. The only individual that did not want the presidency so badly, and I say you might not believe this, PDP would have had their way by what they said about having 60 years to rule. They would have had it. But thank God for a man. You all might not like him. I still do not think he was the best, but by a man called Goodluck Jonathan, who did not want the blood of Nigerians on his hands. Everything that actually, that happened before that election. There was a particular case of, how Atayiru Jega was seen with the APC somewhere in Dubai and everything before the election. He had all of those pieces of information that he never acted upon. Why was he doing it? Because he didn't want. And guess what? APC will have done what they promised they would do. Nigerians will have been turned into a war zone.
My brother Waju, sorry to interject. I have some breaking news. The Big Tent, in collaboration with the Labour Party and so many other support groups, they're having a walk in Abuja as we speak right now. It is an advocacy walk for INEC to release our PVCs. Please, if you're in Abuja, do your best to join them. It is very, very, very important. Honestly, I can't put enough varies on that. It is extremely important for you to go out there and join them. Please, all of the noise that we're making on this platform would amount to nothing if we do not have the PVCs, which is that bullet that we need as snipers to take one shot at the establishment come 2023. I beg you, in the name of everything that you believe in, please go out there if you have the time, if you have the energy to join. Please speak out and stand up for something. My brother Waju, please go on. Thank you. Sorry for interjecting.
No problem. So you know that Jonathan, as clueless as you might want to call him, and believe that he was at that particular point in time, he probably was thinking about Nigeria more than the APC guys, and that's why, despite what you could call evidential proof that election was actually, remember, Orubebe almost made himself a nuisance, or did he actually do that during that election?
He did on election night.
Sorry,
I
my
remember.
brothers. Waju, guys, sorry. Let me crack you up. Let me just give you one statistic that will make you laugh. Alimosho local government has 11 million people. Bayelsa State has 1 point something million people. Yenegua has 300,000 people in it. But we will do election today now. And the governor of Bayelsa will be swelling. Do you get where I'm coming from? I'll give you these figures as this show goes along. I'll give you figures. You run mad. They'll tell you that the East doesn't bring out votes. But somehow, one area in Jigawa, Dutse, where nobody did, somehow has more votes than Owerri. Look, Nigeria has run on a narrative that they cannot continue anymore. I yield. I'll give you more figures as we go.
So, guys,
Yes, let's give our brother Waju time to. Yes, let's give our brother Waju time to round up his submission.
Let me just quick.
Continuous interjection.
Yeah, no problem. It's understandable. So I was saying that government in power at every particular point in time, particularly from 2000, they've always had, the INEC leader, tied to their apron strings. It's whatever they want them to do that they will eventually do. Don't forget that immediately the APC won the election in 2015. Atayiru Jega was booted out of office, and this individual that occupies it now has been there for a long time. So when you hear Tinubu speak with such dirty confidence that they know that they will win the election, they know exactly what they're saying. Now, guess what? The only thing that can change that narrative is simple. Is when Nigerians, you and I, who probably stay in urban areas, would actually flood, and I say it again, flood the polling unit come 2023, that February, and really in our millions. Don't get it to see. You can only rig elections when you know that people have not voted, and that's what they've done over the years. We will not be able to change that narrative if we don't see. If you are an urban area dweller, I'm sorry to say it, and you're not planning to vote in this election, you are of all men the most miserable. And I'm sorry for you, because you cry, you say that Nigeria is not working. Should I let you know Nigeria will not work until you are ready to do what is supposed to be done? Thank you, guys. I yield.
Thank you so much, my brother Waju. May the good Lord bless you. As a matter of fact, I want to say it in Yoruba. When they say Washurire, it sounds very singular, but I would tell you for sure that Washi and Waurire, you would encounter favor in everything that you lay your hands upon. Sizzle, you're going in and out, and I don't know, your audio is not particularly clear. But one thing I'm just going to say is that it is important for us as a nation to understand this, that we have just one shot. I've told this sniper story too many times, but I'll say it again. You see, snipers lay in wait for their target. They're very patient, irrespective of whatever kind of ecological hardship they have to endure. They go through it simply because they know for sure that when the chance comes, They only have one shot. That one shot is your PVC, ladies and gentlemen. I beg you in the name of everything that you believe in. When I posted that tweet yesterday that God forbid Nigeria misses this opportunity, it's au revoir from me. I'm not joking. I actually mean it. I can tell you for free that if we miss this chance, I'm not going to be in any bloody way. And I will say that boldly, without any sense of apology, that I would not be involved in anything that has to do with this country again. Because just as David Unde says yesterday, right now, I have the mind of a suicide bomber. I have nothing to lose because I've lost everything. One day I might be able to share my personal Nigerian story with you guys, and you would understand how the country has literally fucked my life up to a very large extent. But I've soldiered on, and I've continued to fight and continue to fight for what I believe in. I've done my best to make the best lemonades out of the lemons that Nigeria has served me as a person. And I see a golden opportunity here. One, to turn the tide of the country towards the right direction for the first time. And if we allow this to pass, if we allow people like Amoda Ogunleri, or I don't even know the man's name. I don't know what to call him anymore. I think I just want to stick with Amoda Ogunleri because that's the only thing that looks close to his real identity. If we allow people like that to steal our collective destiny again, we're doomed. I'm not telling you that, oh, this guy's presidency, we might get. We are doomed. And we cannot let that happen. We'll go to my brother, Dr. Olu, a very patient and understanding person. Thank you so much for sticking around with us on today's episode of the Vawulence Space. Please go ahead.
Boss, thank you for having me. Wow. The good news is that I think we are a generation. I want to encourage and clap for everybody and appreciate all of us here because we are making a great history for ourselves. It is not easy, actually. We are fighting a battle that I think nobody can ever dream of. And that is why Peter Obi said it and said that he is running for president through us. And that statement keep on resonating and keep on giving me hope that actually we are actually the one running for presidency. If you look at all these dynamics, all these issues back and forth, I don't know, but I have not seen any well-known or people that are well popular on Twitter that are affiliated to APC or PDP making the same aggressive tweets regarding this INEC discrepancy. That shows that this election is we are actually the one taking or trying to change the dynamic of the situation among all the three political parties. Even the so-called Showore that claims to be a student activist has not even deemed it fit to see reason why he needs to call out
My
INEC.
brother, Dr. Olu, the AAC is the student arm of the APC. Let's not get anything twisted. Those guys are jokers. They know what they are fighting for, and they are fighting for the establishment. They continue to pretend as if they are on the side of the Nigerian people with their comrade nonsense talk and all of this useless ideology that it's rubbish. The AAC is the student arm of the APC. They use them to steal votes. They use them to split votes. Showore has proven in this electioneering process so far that he does not care about the collective goodness of the Nigerian people. No, he doesn't. All he's about is self-aggrandizement, and we're not going to let that happen because we know for sure that he does not even have the CV to contest for the office of a Nigerian president. He has never been tested in governance. We have a man who has been tested in governance, who has everything speaking and going well for him. If you cannot support that man, I understand for sure that you are against the Nigerian people. My brother, Dr. Olu, sincere apologies for interjecting you. Please go ahead.
No, that's fine. That's fine. The most important, so that's to let you know that we are actually running against the government, against the ruling party, against the so-called PDP, against structure of criminalities, against INEC, against the media, against a lot of things. So it's not going to be easy. I want to first of all ensure that at the end of this space, INEC is corrupt most strength because we have to make an impact. It's not about coming to this place to rant, talk extensively, make our home vent. We need to actually do physical. Physical. We need to be felt physically. At least, even if it is by retweeting INEC is corrupt, please, guys, we need to do it. The most it's not going to be easy because personally, I think in a very sane environment, even though it might have been late, but I think it's still possible. Bola Ahmed Tinubu is not supposed to be on the ballot. And that singular heart is enough actually for INEC to actually buy a little or no integrity for themselves, because there is no way you are going to be screening somebody that is submitting a certificate carrying a female as a sex female. That shows that you didn't do your diligence very well. That shows that you are lackadaisical, or that shows that you don't even know what you are doing. You can't expect me to be applying for visa, even going to Ghana and submit a passport that is carrying a female instead of male, and you expected me to allow me to pass to skate through. That shows that we have bunch of non-entity, let me put it like that, in the so-called INEC, or people that does not even know what they are doing. So ideally, the man supposed to be disqualified, and I'm very sure that in the next 10 days, a lot of the dynamic will change, a lot of things will happen. So which means that even though it may be a small win, guys, you are winning. And that is why I will encourage us to do what this Amina said, this popular Amina on Twitter now. We need to, your local government alone, try as much as possible to ransack it, check the eligibility. The so-called KKK vote, the so-called Northern vote is completely fallacy. I live in Kano, and I lived in Jigawa at a point in time. Apart from Adeja in Jigawa, there is no local government that can compare to any local government in the southwest. Remove Adeja, remove Dutse. The other local government in Jigawa will be Gumi, will be Rano, all those kind of and these people, they claim that these are big local governments. And you will get to Gumi, you will realize that it's only one main road that pass through. The road that is coming from Kano pass through Gumi straight to Adeja. And that Gumi is classified as a very big local government. I keep on wondering. I can show you a video. I still have some of the video. I can show you, Oma. You'll be wondering that what is the number, where is the population coming from? These are the people that they claim they have. A 2-year-old boy, somebody bearing good lucky Billy Jonathan on a registry. That is the highest of me. Somebody bearing ABC, AWR. What kind of nonsense is that? So we need to actually call that. Is it? I am not really I'm just depressed, because why I'm depressed is that I'm wondering that is it the kind of people I've been living with for years? These are the structure they are talking about.
Now waiting the sup, I'm telling you, now waiting the sup, now waiting subject all of us to the hardship where we don't endure so far be that. Those are the kind of people that make the electoral process, the electoral decision that affects our lives going forward, Kids, they bring them out in droves. They are very confident that these people will always sing their tunes. That was what they've been doing. It is very obvious when you hear somebody like Bola Ahmed Tinubu keep ringing in the fact that hello for Kombale, just go and calm down. We're going to win. We're going to win. You start to wonder, where's the confidence coming from? The people don't like you. The youth who actually seem, if we are being honest with ourselves, we control the political narrative of this country right now. There's nothing anybody can tell me. Of course, we are untested at the ballot. I can agree with that. We are untested when it comes to the ballot. But we control the political narrative of this country right now. So I can tell you for free, everybody on this space, if you are living in the diaspora, tell somebody to tell somebody to tell somebody. Spread this message as much as you can. If you are on the ground right there in Nigeria, do your best to tell somebody that knows somebody that can tell somebody. Right now, I can tell you for free that we have, for those of you who say, oh, Labour Party is not doing anything, we have the big tent holding a march in Nigeria. Right now, they are converging under the bridge at Jibo on side facing Herbert Macaulay. I'm not very familiar with Lagos geography that much, but they are converging under the bridge at Jibo facing Herbert Macaulay, and they are currently at the INEC office in Abuja. In case you find that difficult to believe, you should listen to their voices. That's what's going on right now at the INEC office in Abuja. So if you can join them, please join them. Whatever you can do, please play a part in this. Please, for the love of God, let us rescue this country. What we're about to see is what I call state capture. State capture by the APC, state capture by the PDP. They are about to mortgage our collective destiny. They want to destroy us. They want to reduce the rest of us in this country to absolutely nothing. I can tell you for free, I was on a space in the middle of the night when I was doing some of my clandestine work, and I'm going to say this out here. And I listened to one clown Please don't go and look for her account. Her name is Awa Totiyawe or whatever. I don't know what about her last name.
Now, for your man, what they call these people name
No,
now?
Baba, he get reason. He get reason. Saddam, you supposed to trust me on this one. I swear, he get reason. I was listening to this space in the middle of the night. Sometimes I just go on their spaces coded. Sometimes you have to be in the enemy camp and just listen to what they're saying, just so you can have an idea of what is going on in the madness that is their mind. And this lady said that she actually supports the idea of Nigeria having a two-party system, whereby no other political party is allowed to register. And if you are a regular on the violence space, you would have heard me say it in the past weeks that the APC, they have a plan. They are pushing Nigeria to a one-party system, a system whereby whatever office you want to stand for, you have to be a member of the APC. It happened in Iraq. If you think it cannot happen, you're completely deluded. Go and Google what they call the Ba'ath Party. N6 and myself, we spoke about it extensively on our last space. The Ba'ath Party produced Saddam Hussein. I can tell you for free that this same Ba'ath Party operated in Syria. They supported Bashar al-Assad's father, Hafiz al-Assad, and they ensured that he stayed in power for so long. After so many years, when the Arab Spring happened and the people revolted against Bashar al-Assad, the son of Hafiz al-Assad, the Ba'ath Party came to his rescue again. They supported him all through the conflict, and they managed to make sure that he remained in power. That is how bad a one-party system can be. They can survive anything. They are like cockroaches. I beg you in the name of God, go out there and do what you can. My brother Saddam, I find it funny that you're raising your hand, but please go ahead.
No, I don't. I wanted people out. Well, my brother. Oh my God, Nigeria is a fucking crime scene, man. I'm just, the problem, the issue that we have in Nigeria is that we as the people, we don't read, we don't do research, we don't even just on our own. Just let me check something. Let me just check something. I said something earlier on here, and I said that the Kano State wreck in 2015 died with his whole family, his wife and 2 daughters. He stayed 500 meters from the government house. This man died. He was burnt in the house, and they say he died from fumes of smoke and everything. I now entered Google right now, as Ernst is always advised. Go to the book of Google and everything. I was reading, and they say he died. Oh my goodness! 6 days after that general election that brought General Buhari to power. And I now went back and I said, okay, let me go and check Kanu vote. What happened in Kanu? What happened in Kanu in that 2015 election? Let me check. And I checked Kanu vote in 2015. I checked. The total number of registered voters in the state was 5.something million. Accredited voters was 2.238 million. The total vote cast in Kanu was 2.1 million. Valid votes was 2.07 million, and rejected votes were just 36,000. In Kanu had just 36,000 rejected votes, and over 2 million. You know what it means to have? That means that this percentage is just that they had over a 98% success rate in votes in Kanu that came out to vote. Then 6 days later, the man that sat down and brought this result was killed mysteriously in his house, was burnt with his wife and children. So there's no trace. You cannot trace any. He cannot come out and say today, no. He was wiped out 6 days after. Nigeria is a fucking crime scene. That country they have used us. They have used we the people like. And I'm looking at them like, God. We just have to, as a people, rise up and take back our country from these people. It is unfortunate that we have been sitting down docile for years. I can always absorb us and say, okay, yes, that one has passed. But not you now with all the knowledge and information you get. Informations we share here are not for you and for your phone and for your ears alone. These are informations that you should take out, talk to people, tell people to understand the country they are in and how important it is going into next year elections. I beg. I go to beg you. Because if we make that mistake, well, it is up for us and God.
Saddam,
Back to you, please.
Saddam, we have special guests on this platform. Of course, we're going to be having Uncle Dele Farotimi real soon. But our brother Magnific Dude and our sister Wayimi, they're actually encouraging everybody on their space to come over to the Violence space right now, because today it is an umbrella gathering of neck pressing. Ladies and gentlemen, please, if you are with me on that, I want to see your love emoji. Today is an umbrella gathering of neck pressing. I am not going to come here and talk in vain. I'm not going to come here and make noise in vain. We are here today to press the neck of INEC till we get a reaction. That voter register must be cleaned up. The people must be allowed to believe that their votes would really count. INEC must be held accountable every step of the way. INEC must make sure that they provide security, adequate security for voters to feel comfortable enough to cast their ballots. Today, we are standing for INEC. We are standing against INEC. We are making INEC understand that we know that they are corrupt. INEC ICT department, today is your day. INEC ICT department, today is your day. INEC ICT department, I repeat, today is your day. Whatever kind of evil plan you have in stock for Nigerians will not manifest. By the special grace of God, whatever kind of evil, sinister plan you have for this nation of 200 people will not manifest. INEC ICT department, there are evil people amongst you. They are ready to mortgage our collective destiny, and we shall resist that with every fiber of our being. Wherever you are right now in the world, please join this space. Encourage people to join this space. Tweet the hashtag INEC is corrupt. Let us make sure that we bring the attention of everybody. I want up to 2,000 people on this space. This is a space that does not have to do with whether you are Hausa, Yoruba, or Igbo. It does not matter. This space is about our collective destiny. Thank you so much, my brother Magnific Dude, and my sister Wenyemi, for joining the space. I'm looking forward to having you guys here. I want to, because these are the guys who actually coordinate a lot of grassroots work that is being done on the ground. So they have a lot of inside information that we don't even have access to. You know what we do? We press their necks. We keep matters that matter in public consciousness. That is what we do on the Violence space. We encourage you guys. We give you the vim, the energy, the facts, and the figures for you to go out there and destroy every bit of Agbado enclave that exists on this platform, that exists in the world, that exists in Nigeria. And I'm so happy to be here with you once again. We'll go back to our speakers. My brother.
Before we go back, please, guys, if you have been blocked by INEC, there's this lawyer, Inibe Efyong, that was the popular one that was arrested a few months back. Please, if you have been blocked by INEC Nigeria, if they've unblocked you or they blocked you, please screenshot it right now. Screenshot it and please reach out to him. Inibe Efyong, I'm going to post it on the thread so that you guys can also see that tweet. Reach out to him. Let us have enough evidence against this corrupt body that have been eating Nigerians and be
Baba, is it even legal? Is it legal for the electoral body of your country to block you on social media as an average?
Bro, for me, you know that INEC is worse than APC for me.
Please, if anybody can get across to our brother Inibe Hefyong, I'm hoping to we're looking forward to having Uncle Dele Farotimi real soon. But if anybody can get across to our brother Inibe Hefyong and he wants to come and speak on this space, please come right now. Inibe, I want you to come and tell us if it is legal for INEC to block the average Nigerian on social media who might provide critical information that would help the electioneering process. I want to know whether it's legal for INEC to be able to do that.
Saddam, are crazy. My brother, go on, please.
Yes. So I don't know if you guys have noticed, but today,
let Dr. Olu round up now. Let Dr. Olu round up. So
yes, of course, I have him at Dr. Olu. If I don't let him round up, he's going to shoot me. You know, he's my brother. But yeah, anyways, that's just me being funny. I want you to understand that a lot of you might feel like, oh, today Omar has a different level of energy because I understand the role INEC plays in all of this. I'm not messing with you guys. I swear to God. I'm telling you for sure that INEC will make our miles. I swear. They are the only guys we need to actually hold their balls in this electioneering process. Leave Agbado people and all of that. The Agbado people are counting on buying the loyalty of INEC. We don't have the financial muscle to buy the loyalty of INEC. And even if we had it, we won't do it because we are not people like that. We don't want to manipulate the process. We want the process to be just and to be fair. We want the process to speak the voice of the people. And that is something that cannot be guaranteed under the current status quo that exists in INEC. And that is why we're having this space. And that is why we're having this conversation. Dr. Olu,
This
please.
INEC people are crazy. Guys, please, also, while you're going through the register and everything, please be sending us screenshots of when you see
Please, everybody, send us so
every
many things.
irregularity you see there, discrepancies you see. Please send us the screenshots. Just attach them on this thread. Please, let's use this thread as what that point that we can use to reference to people that are doing the work and calling out INEC. Please use this thread. Send us pictures, whatever you see as a tweet, whatever stuff you see on the website. Please send us screenshot. I'm not seeing one
Saddam,
right now. Someone
and you
sent
know
me.
what? I feel
I'm tell me,
like,
Omar, please just listen.
okay,
I heard
sorry, sorry.
someone sent someone else send me a roof. A roof is going to vote next. A roof is voting now next election. A roof
No,
by
no,
the
no,
name
wait,
Abdullahi Aisha. A
bro.
roof,
What's the
roof,
name again?
roof. As in the picture there is a ceiling roof. That's who will vote election. No face, no nothing. These guys are fucking crazy.
Jesus.
Meanwhile, guys, please, we are live on our radio station as we're speaking right now. So I always forget to say this. So many people are not on Twitter. So many people are on Facebook. So many people are on Instagram. Some are on WhatsApp. We have our radio station that is up and running as we speak right now. This space is being streamed live. So I'm going to post it right now on the Jumbotron. You can go to our website, vawulencespace.com, and you see the icon up there, and you just click and you join the radio on very low data. So please get people to join us on the conversation. Let us get all the information we're spreading here. Let us go viral with it. Omar, back to you, please.
Thank you very much, my brother. Before I go to Dr. Olu, who is going to round up and who's probably pissed at me for interjecting him too many times, I want to say big shout out to Natasha of Lagos, wherever you are. We love you. The fire that you lit some time ago has just spread around the country. And you know what I mean if you're listening to this space right now. Natasha of Lagos, I personally have a lot of love for you, and I believe I'm sending you big love from the Vawulence space because, of course, Saddam gets what I mean. All right, moving forward. Dr. Olu, please round up your submission.
Wow, the only thing I want to round up is this. If INEC could actually accept this, the fake certificate of official birth and APC, a whole presidential candidate of a ruling party, I think we just have to assume that we are dreaming. Because I don't think I don't want to even, I cannot even comprehend. That's what I will leave everybody with. And please, people should make sure this INEC is corrupt trend, at least today. Thank you very much. I don't even,
No, it's okay, Dr.
ABC
Olu.
is 14, ABC is 14, AWR is 14, Goodluck Ebele Jonathan is already, another person is impersonating
You
him.
know
A
one
lot
thing, Dr. Olu, before
military
you
are
round up.
in some part in Adamawa State, military pictures where they were all registered for voting. A lot of nonsense.
Dr. Olu, you know one thing that really bothers me in all of this? In this whole election, I would have expected a situation where the regular riggers of Nigerian election, if there's a word like that, they would do a better job at their rigging attempt. Maybe register people with real names, maybe try to import people from somewhere. I mean, I'm giving them ideas now because it's too late, but you know, registering one kid with fake names 6, 7 different times. You guys are even bad at corruption. That's the weird thing. You are not even corrupt, you know, in a very sleek way. You're not. You're corrupt and you're still inept at corruption. That's one thing I would never understand about you guys. So when it comes to being corrupt, you're even bad at it. Not to talk of governance. I mean, you know how to loot. That's very obvious. But when it comes to manipulating the system, you don't even know how to avoid the very obvious mistakes. Lord Jesus. I believe that as the good Lord came through for us in 1998, he would come again in 2023. My dear sister, sweet child, a very good afternoon to you out there. How are you doing today? Sweet child, are you there? Can you
Yes,
hear
I'm
me?
here. Hi.
Hi, we
Yes,
can
can
hear
you hear
you.
me?
Yes, a little bit of echo in the background, but if you
Hi,
can
guys.
sort it out.
Yes, I'm in one corner like that, Sha, one corner. So I really can. So I really took the mic when I heard, asked for the mic when I heard Saddam saying that when you see underage at the polling units, that you should beat them and send them away. That was the idea because How many cleanup can obedience do? We have just less than 100 days. How many cleanup? INEC had the infantry to come out and say that is why they brought out the list for Nigerians to help them to do cleanup. Excuse me? INEC, I know you have a representative here, but God will punish you people. Excuse me? You brought out INEC registration for people, Nigerians, to do cleanup. How many years have you guys been prepping for these elections? How much has been pumped into you guys to ensure that you do something well? Do you know the number of tech gurus we have in Lagos or we have in the whole country that you cannot recruit to ensure that things like this do not occur? You said that you brought it out so that Nigerians will help to help do the cleanup. That they know that INEC officials did something like this, so Nigerians should help them. Help you people. If you know you will not get your acts right, you better postpone this election and make sure that everything is clear. This underage, every state will not have this underage registrants on your site because it doesn't make sense. And they're not coming up to say anything. Online Amoda's letter, they came up within how many 10 to 15 minutes, they're already with fake news, with their own part of the story. People have been calling them out. People have been saying, look at what is happening. People have been saying that they'll be going to be asking for PVCs. You know, I know the number of times I've gone to PVC center to go, INEC office to go get my PVC. I'm giving them to end of month because they told me to come November 1st week. End of November, I get there, then they will know that I am very serious. So when you see me online shouting like a mad woman, you should understand that that is why the reason why I'm shouting like a mad woman, or what they call it, at INEC office. I'm giving the end of month, November 30th, or whatever day, weekday that it is at the end of month. I will go to their office with trousers. I will not wear wig. I will tie my scarf so that in case I need to fling it, my expensive wig will not fly out. I'm just joking. But I'll know that yes, I'm going there for serious business. What rubbish is this? INEC is really our enemy, for goodness sake. How can you sit down and allow one person, a whole family, come to register their family members? And if you check very well, you find out that you have Chadians, you have Niger, you have other people from other neighboring countries coming to do registrations there. Why? Why are you trying to frustrate our efforts in ensuring we get good governance for goodness sake?
You know that something interesting, like my sister switched out, something interesting that our dear sister Lamin Kolos just mentioned right now. She said, Omar, you don't get it. INEC Nigeria, no Nigerians don't read and not thorough. So so this is coming as a shock to them. They never expected Nigerians to go this far. We are this involved because for once we've got a credible candidate. And I can't find truer words than that. Because one thing is for sure that these people never expected this reaction from Nigerians. They are used to operating in this kind of inept, messed up manner. This INEC matter, and I'm sure Saddam will be wondering, like, where is Omar getting this energy from this morning? Honestly speaking, I understand the importance of INEC in this election. They are the greatest people that we are dealing with, bro.
The energy is needed, my brother. What I want you to understand, you were saying something that I was on my phone, so I could not respond. You said you're wondering INEC that they cannot even rig, that they cannot.
They are even bad at rigging, bro.
And I'm telling you that they are not. They did not care because we as the people, we have not cared for long. We don't see. Normally, this is a normal thing for them. If they go, let me ask you a question now. If you go to a bank and you sign fake check and they cash you the money, you have been doing it for the past 30 years. You go fake check and they cash you in. If you're going and we to get that fake check, you go there normally. It's a normal thing. They are coming to a normal season for them where they just use that period. Budget high money. Nigerians and the government signed the budget and through the Senate, they release funds for them. They use the funds, they flex. Can't you see that this is the same budget? They're buying cars again. They are rebuilding the same buildings. They are repairing. Can't you see what is in their budget?
Bro,
because
let
on
me
a
tell
very
you,
normal day,
bro,
change.
One thing I've always believed is that the day I came across the words of Wael Ghonim, the Egyptian pro-democracy activist who says that the power of the people is greater than the people in power, honestly, my head changed completely. I worked in the media in Nigeria, in a very remote area. I'm going to tell you that for free on this platform. And I can tell you that election period is even a cashing out period for the people in the journalism space. I dare say that. I'm not even messing with you. Many of them rely on corrupt politicians who are going to dole out money during elections to find where they are going to stand. I know this is a very bold claim to make, But I dare say it because I witnessed it and I know how the system works. So if they can infiltrate the journalism system, I mean, the media space, which is supposed to be the fourth arm of government, if they can infiltrate that, that tells you one thing: these people have no proper conscience when it comes to governance. So that tells you that it is free for all for them when it comes to the judicial system. It is also free for all for them when it comes to the electoral process itself. You are dealing with devils who do not care whether this country goes up in flames. I beg you, in the name of the good God that lives in the high heavens, come out here wherever you are, whatever you choose to stand for or you believe in, and speak out. Our brother Magnific Dude recently just shut down his space to join this platform. I can see Jack, the head of the Take Back Niger movement. This is going to be the biggest violence space ever. I want to believe that. I want us to have the biggest violence space ever on INEC issue. Everybody would get the chance to speak. It's going to be a long space, and I plan to stay longer than even usual because this is very, very important to me. So right now, I'm going to go to my sister, Wayimi. Wayimi, this is something that we have discussed extensively privately. And I know for sure how concerned and bothered you are about the role of INEC in these elections. Please set some fire into the conversation. Thank you.
Hi, Omar. Hi, Saddam. Hello, everyone. Good afternoon from my side. First of all, let's start like this because we're going to take it slow. And Omar will answer the question on your behalf. Omar, who is running for presidency, please?
The Nigerian people, the Nigerian youth, the frustrated populace, you, me, and everybody
God
else.
bless you. God bless you, because it seems like a lot of people have forgotten that we are the ones running for presidency, not Peter Obi. Why am I saying this? The fact that you are waiting for somebody to make a statement to motivate you is a problem for me. Omar, I ask you again, what has been fueling this statement, this movement? Is it a statement?
No, it is
Has,
not a. Please go ahead.
thank
I,
you.
I didn't hear that.
Has a statement ever motivated us to do anything in this movement?
No, nothing. Absolutely nothing. The only thing that has been my primary motivation in this movement is what Nigeria has done to me. It's what the current Nigerian state is capable of doing to you and I, and what we can make Nigeria become, and the opportunity of having a golden candidate who can get that done.
Thank you. So why exactly do we have a different mentality outside this? Let's start from there. Why exactly are you waiting for Labour Party or Peter Obi to issue a statement in regards to INEC? Do you realize that it's beyond a party thing, it's a people thing? And do you realize that the reason why INEC is getting away with this problem is because they are taking advantage of the knowledge gap within Nigerians? You're waiting for, you tell me in the comment section that, oh, Labour Party should release a statement so it will motivate you. How dare you say
That
that
one
to
they bust my head
yourself?
pass. That one head is
How
scatter my head.
dare
Labour Party, what
you
are you doing? Labour
say
Party, what are you doing?
that?
That one they wound me.
You mean to tell me you are running for presidency and you think you are waiting for another person running running a presidential race to issue a statement for your own campaign that you are running? Do you realize that every tweet you make, every donation you make, it is an investment in your campaign? Do you realize that? So why exactly are you waiting? Why exactly are you waiting? You want to see this, you want to see that, you want to hear that. How has that helped? Do your part. Do your part, first of all. Do your part, because nobody is going to come and save you except you. And INEC is banking on it. INEC, they know. And really, they are not that good at rigging, because if they were that good at rigging, they would have cleared up that system. Omar, yes or no? 2 weeks ago, INEC held a space. Did they record that space? Did they record that space?
No, they did
No.
not. I listened from
Thank
start to
you.
finish. You
Yes
were
or
there.
no? Did
You
I
were
not
there.
ask INEC? Thank
You
you.
were
Yes
there.
or no? Did
UC
I not
Maxwell was
ask?
there.
Did we not ask INEC that? Come. You guys made a statement. You released a timetable. You didn't follow that timetable for one day. You never came out to make a statement, emphasis on the statement, to say, oh, we apologize for not following this statement. We apologize for not rather following this timetable. This is what is happening. Please bear with us. What did they say? They said that, oh, they were taking their time to pick out the invalid and the valid voters, and that was what took their time. That they take no, that they apologize for that. That they are trying to infuse technology into the whole thing. That people got SMS, email. If you drop your number and an email, you get an SMS. Correct me if I'm wrong. If you've collected your PVC in the last 2 months, correct me if I'm wrong. Did you get an SMS? Really, I'd like to know. If you got an SMS, I
If
will
you
take
got
back
an
my word.
SMS, please send an emoji. If you did not, don't send
If you
anything.
got an SMS that INEC told you that your PVC is ready, please send an emoji
I'm
or an
rolling through
email.
the space. I'm going to check everybody. If you got an
INEC still
SMS,
had the audacity to say that there is no
no
such thing
emoji.
like underage voting. INEC had the audacity to say that there is no underage voting, that everything is going to be free and fair, that, oh, now they are doing their part, we should do our part by coming to collect our PVCs, blah, 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 blah. Where are we today now? Where are we today? See, you need to understand that INEC, they don't rate us. They don't like us. They don't understand our language. So they are nonchalant. They really don't care. They don't care if we live or die. INEC is like the highest bidder. Oh, we have this, so do you want to buy? Then they sell. And what they did not bank on was the Nigerian people. What they did not bank on was the interest of Nigerian people. That's what they did not bank on. They did not see this coming. They thought that, oh, when they released that thing, to show you how silly INEC is, to show you how stupid INEC is, they did not bank on it that we would actually take our time to go through that website. Have you seen how sloppy the interface is? They don't care. I can put it to you now as we speak. There are people, when I say do your part, I know what I'm saying, do your part. There's a lawyers coalition for Peter Obi. To start with, there are people that have created groups. They are digging that thing. They are not waiting for anybody to tell them what to do, because time is of the essence. Time here is what you don't have. And for every second that goes, it is precious. So please, why exactly are you coming to this movement, to this space, with a defeatist mentality? Why? I don't think you guys understand how powerful your voice is, because if you did, you understood the power in your voice, you will not let INEC get away with this. Because I personally, I don't plan to allow them get away with it. Ask those that have me on their WhatsApp. I've already promised them that today it is the two of us. One of us will block each other. INEC will either have to block me or I will block them, and it definitely will not be me. So if you see me cooking and roasting INEC, please, I beg you in the name of God, don't distract me. Don't come with a soft mentality around me. Don't do it. Do not do it. Because INEC will not get away with this nonsense. Jack has already told you. I saw Jack's update. He said, everybody bring out your laptop. We are going to help them clean up this mess. We will do our own part. They said we should help them. Fine. We will help them. We will clean it up. And if you are an APC person, PDP person, or you are one opposition telling me that the reason why Labour Party has not said anything because they know that there is nothing wrong with that system, you are a fool. Your mama no born you well. When the doctor was bringing you out of your mother's vagina, the doctor dropped you and you fell. That's why you think like an absolute lunatic. You are seeing pictures of underage children. You are saying there's nothing wrong with that. How daft can you be? How daft? How do you think? Is your head not screwed properly on your neck? I don't know why you want to even engage with these people. Let me tell you the facts. INEC did not really consider that BVS thing. They did not think BVS would be their downfall, because if they had reasoned about it properly, they wouldn't have given us that BVS. I'm not going to sugarcoat it. INEC is trying to scrap that thing. They are trying to manipulate it. So when you go to vote, make sure that BVS is counting from zero. If it's not counting from zero, shout. If they tell you that the BVS machine is faulty, look at it, because they are planning to take us back to the old voting system. They did not think about it properly before they signed it. They signed their own death warrant, and now they're trying to take it back, and they will not take it back. That is the gospel truth. Don't let anybody deceive you. Mind you, you need to register to be an ad hoc staff. To those of you that don't have PVCs and you are strong-willed, because elections will be rigged from top to bottom. We have already said we are coming to sleep at the polling unit with our mattresses, but there are some places within the polling unit that we cannot cross, and that is where ad hoc staff will come in. So register to be an ad hoc staff. Register is very, very important. It's closing on the 14th of December. So take advantage of it, because that is another. See, that BVS system, it uses a 442, right? Fingerprint and your facial recognition.
Wait, did I just hear you say 442?
Yeah, that's what he uses. The 442 finger this thing. That's what he
Okay.
uses.
I
That's
don't
what
know
he
why that
uses.
comes across as a football term to me, but please go on.
That's what he uses. So they look, if I see anybody that will make that statement of what has Peter Obi got to say about this, what is Labour Party saying, I will fight you because I love you. Don't wait. Carry your phone now and start digging it. Start if you cannot dig, start tagging them. My lawyer says go to Soludo's comment, and you are still tagging me on that. If anybody that tags me on that Soludo thing again, I'll block you. Go to Soludo's comment section. Go to INEC's comment section. Why is Soludo's comment flooded? And INEC has more followers. Oh, priorities here. INEC has more followers than Soludo, but you are focusing on Soludo, eating the distraction. Soludo that is not even running for presidency, his governor himself is not even sure. That's the person you want to focus on. Channel your anger, channel your attention to INEC. See, if you even need to tag international bodies, start tagging them. And please don't come and tell me that it's not necessary. It is very, very necessary, because everybody needs to hear this. People like INEC, what they hate the most is embarrassment. Anything that will make them feel undermined in the eyes of people that they consider gods, because they don't consider Nigerians as gods. They don't consider we, their citizens, as gods. They don't consider us. But the moment you start seeing UN, that one, international bodies start to talk about it, INEC will say something. It happened with the flood. It wasn't until international bodies started carrying the flood, people here, our government here in Nigeria, actually started to do something.
When you mean, let's just have a really quick exchange. You know, the interesting thing is the fact that I'm having a very private conversation with somebody right now who has allowed me to make this public. And it's very interesting. The person was saying that, oh, you people's Gen Z spaces, the way you people talk and blah, 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 blah. And I laughed. And I was like, first off, this is not a Gen Z space. This is a space of so many grown adults who are actually very, very committed to this movement. So, the people of all age ranges, that's number one. Now, number two is the fact that, you see, this generation of young Nigerians, one thing that we are doing, Wayme, and I want to bring you in on this, is the fact that we are operating in a political space, number one, for the first time. Secondly, in a manner that these people are not used to. We sabi cast matter, you understand? We will not get cues. If you screw with us, we'll screw with you. If you understand what I mean. If we believe that, I don't know if you saw Chimaroke Namani and Rinu's exchange.
Yes,
Eventually,
now.
Chimaroke ran away from Twitter completely. He ran away because Rinu took him on head on. And that is a very, very brave Nigerian that I'm not even going to talk about agenda in any way because it is irrelevant to the conversation. She took him on as much as possible and eventually made sure that he managed to back down. Now, you see, many people the reason I mentioned that is because many people, I've heard people tell us that, oh, you guys, you just make noise on Twitter. But I disagree. On this space, we have 1,000 plus people, whether they are Nigerians, whether they are Cambodians, whether they come, wherever they come from, they are on this space. And we have the opportunity to put our misery out there for the world to know. So that whatever kind of help we can get from them, we tap into it. I'm looking forward to having our uncle Dele Farotimi on this space, later on. And that will be a very interesting conversation because I'm so keen on listening to so many things. Brief moment before you go on with your submission and possibly round up. What do you know about what the Labour Party is doing right now? Because whether they deserve props or they don't, we need to know. Whether they are working or they're not working, we need to know. Whether they are going to help us in this process or they won't, we need to know. You get what I mean?
Right. Okay, first of all, let's start like this, right? The spokesperson, Yunus Atanko, released a tweet yesterday saying that the big tent, right, will be going to the head office of INEC. I'm not sure a lot of people caught that. I didn't even catch it until later in the evening because I wasn't really online last night. Right? Now, for UNISA to tell you that they are going to INEC office to talk to these people, and when I say talk, it's not just going to be ordinary talk. It should tell you that these guys are not sleeping. You need to understand that Labour Party and Peter Obi right now is the biggest opposition. Do you think INEC does not know that all the new registrations that happened with the PVC and everything is not for Bobo Chicago and Unifier? They know. They know, so they will do everything and anything to frustrate that. And our guard tops, PO and Co, they are equally aware. So don't for one second think that okay, nothing is happening. I, for one, I don't care for a statement. Maybe it's just my person. I don't necessarily care. It will not change what I want to do or not. But to those of you who really want to hear something from them, you will get something. When is it going to come? I don't know. And to be very honest with you, I genuinely don't care because that's my person. I will still do what I want to do. With or without them, I will still curse INEC. I will still tell them that they don't have sense. Again, this is my person. But now, when I'm speaking for everyone, like how Omar is asking me, they will come out with something. When? I don't know. When? I really don't know. And yes, they are aware. They are fully aware of what is going on. And for the longest time, before this thing broke, they have been really, really talking to INEC. But as I said, this is not a party thing. On my personal part, this is not a party thing. This is a people thing. Remember, we are the structure. We always say that, oh, we are the structure, we are the structure, we are the structure. So when you keep letting certain things get to you to demoralize you, and I understand that mental health is important. Omar, I know I'm derailing, right? If certain things are getting to you, this is why you have violence space. This is why you have certain spaces to fire you back up. We close our space where we talk about these things, where we talk about okay, what's happening in your side, just to get people to come here to motivate them, right? And I believe I've said enough when I say that Labour Party will come out with something in regards to the underage voting. This thing, people are seeing it. People are seeing it, and they will definitely do something about it. That's as much as I can say for now. But as we are waiting for them, I don't know why people are waiting, shall keep putting fire on INEC's ass. That's what
Well,
I'll say.
I do not want to believe that the Nigerian people are waiting. If I'm being honest with you, I think that what we can do here is to push them out there and make sure that they become a partaker in this process. Because I keep saying it, no matter how much money you donate, no matter how hard you try, no matter how many rallies you hold, if you are not able to have INEC by their balls, you are going to lose this election. Unfortunately, I have to be honest with you. You have to be able to hold INEC accountable every step of the way because you are dealing with an unfair umpire. If you are a football fan, would you remember the very infamous referee, Tom Enning Ovrebo? If you're a Chelsea fan, he referred a game between Chelsea and Barcelona back in the day. And this man, despite the fact that the game of football is largely based on the principle of fairness, he managed to refer a game in such a way that everybody would look at that game as one of the most infamous matches of all time, simply because of his ineptitude, as deliberate as that was. So I want you to understand that Barcelona, who won that game, they were not disqualified. They went on and continued in the competition. That is what you need to understand about injustice. When injustice is allowed to fly, the beneficiaries of injustice would get away with it and ride their way into power.
Let me come in here.
I was just going to say that the biggest victims of it will be
I
people.
don't agree with you when you say if if you don't hold INEC by the balls, we will lose. That is false. To me, that is false because I'm saying this as a people, we are the power, we are the ones that have the power to win or lose the election, not INEC. Don't make. I'm not going to make INEC bigger than what they are.
Yeah, but we're speaking the same thing, my brother.
So, I know why, because the way it came out, is
no.
Where,
I think we're actually talking exactly in the same terms, honestly, because we are the people, and as long as we hold INEC accountable, we are going to win the elections. If we let them fly with their nonsense, then we lose. We're saying the same thing.
There's no letting them fly. What we need to do,
Who is letting them fly? From where
exactly.
to where? Where are they
I'm coming in.
Nobody's going to let them fly.
I want us to understand our power as a people first. I want us to understand the power we yield as a people. Letting INEC fly, I can say it to my chest, and even let all of us go. Let us call INEC out. Let us come out that day in our millions. There is no, you cannot rig. You see, when we say rig, you rig election and people don't turn out for.
No, Saddam, are you saying that if we do not speak about INEC now and we let them fly with all of their fake registers?
We're speaking about INEC now, but I don't want us to get to the point where we say we're yielding that when if 70 million Nigerians come out on the street to vote, and you now vote, we go vote, we sit down there, they count our vote is being transmitted, we're seeing our vote transmitted live. Then you say that all this hard work that we do, that is one INEC. No, it's not possible now. It's not possible.
No. That's not what I'm saying. What I'm saying is that if all of that work that you mentioned right now is not put in to that electoral process, we will lose. If you get what I mean. If we put in all of the work, if we call INEC out, people come out to vote, we make sure that we mobilize ourselves, we defend our votes, we make sure that we follow INEC every step of the way, we will win. It's not possible for you to put in that much work and lose. Never. INEC is relying on the bare minimum effort of Nigerians. That is what I'm saying. INEC is hoping that Nigerians will remain as passive as ever when it comes to the electioneering process.
100.
And that passivity or that whatever, that passive nature is what I kick against.
No,
we cannot be bro. So I'm not giving them any undue powers. No.
Okay.
All I'm saying is that they are in a privileged position to manipulate the system. True. Now, the only way we can prevent them from manipulating the system is by putting in 100%. As long as we're able to do that, honestly, whatever kind of manipulation they want to do would amount to nothing.
Let's bring in Jack. Yeah, Jack is
all right. Jack, my brother. Thank you.
Jack, don't carry away. I'm still coming back.
When you mean if you go anywhere, we will fight, because this conversation is really getting me very animated. All right, my brother Jack. Thank you so much for joining us on the platform.
Jack, before you go on, please, guys, I see all your requests. I see all of you. Please, everybody's going to have a chance to speak. It's a very long space. If you've been on our spaces, you know how long we stay up here. Every Thursday we do this. We spend all the time we can. So please, if you're patient enough, you can wait. You're going to speak. If you're not patient enough, you can drop a comment with what you want to say on the comment section. And the DMs to this account is open. So I see a whole lot of you sending me DMs, and I'm doing my best to reply all of you. So you that don't want to speak, you can also send us a DM, and we'll always respond to you guys. Thank you. Jack, back to you, please. Over.
All right.
Thank you, guys.
Please go ahead.
Good afternoon, everybody. So first of all, I want to say that I think I am very upset and angry. I'm angry at myself. I am angry at almost everybody, including Saddam, Omar, Wayemi, all of us. I'm just angry. And I'll tell you why. This is, before now, I've actually called for Occupy INEC twice. In all of those attempts, it didn't pass through. It didn't fly. I think it was the last time that Wayemi actually asked me what happened. Why didn't we go on with this plan? Because there was no support.
But Jack, you need to understand something. The NSAS protest left a lot of scars on the Nigerian populace.
My brother.
No, please, I'm getting somewhere. Assemblage in public spaces has somewhat become a taboo in our country. As unfortunate as that is, it is a reality. people marching to protest without any form of organized body supporting them with legal permits from the police, from so many civil societies, would be difficult. Very, very difficult.
And
So
also,
it is
apart
not
from
that
that, on myself, there's also what I call time and season.
time and season. God
Time
bless you,
and
my
season.
brother.
If we're occupying INEC at that time, you wanted us to occupy INEC. I don't
We
know.
didn't even have enough reason to do
We didn't
that.
have enough reason. You understand? There should be enough reason to say, let's take on. Probably you're saying, let's occupy INEC for our PVC and the rest. But right now, there's a reason to say, okay, let us gather enough evidence. Let us gather enough reason. Let us say, okay, let's do something. That's just my own view, though. But I'm back to
Saddam,
you.
do you know how many times in private when we're trying to discuss topics for this space and we've thought about the idea of INEC? But I remember that
God
you are the
bless
one who
you.
would always.
God bless you.
I remember you are the one who would always be like, you know what? Let INEC unravel by themselves. I remember this vividly. Let INEC, they will unravel. There are lots of faults in the INEC system that would unravel over time. And when that time comes, we'll take them on. So I believe that, as Saddam said, Jack, times and seasons, please get what I mean. Go ahead.
Okay, I understand what you guys are saying perfectly, but do you guys now believe that there's enough reason for us to actually take that risk?
If we don't believe
you,
that, we're not even going to be having this conversation.
Omar, so here's the thing, yeah. I say this with all sense of humility, but I think I've invested too much energy in this campaign for me to hear stories that touches the heart from, especially when it comes from people we know that we could have done something about it. Now, I will tell you something. I was able to, I made a tweet yesterday and a lot of people volunteered, and some people are currently making, raising objections on INEC website. But here's the truth. The truth of the matter is that those things, whatever objections we are raising at this point is not really going to yield result. And I'll tell you why. I had a conversation with an INEC staff, top INEC staff just some few minutes ago. And he told me, he said, you see, the problem is raising objection according to INEC laws and whatever rules that guide them, whatever nonsense rules that guide them. You can raise an objection, but if you're not able to provide evidence, birth certificate of the person you're raising objection against them being on that particular portal, that they will still not treat it. So what's the point? Why are we wasting our time on our INEC portal trying to do nonsense? Because at the end of the day, these guys they just want to play with us. You cannot tell me that Festus Okoye is not aware that there are millions of underage voters on that INEC register. You can't tell me that. It's not possible. You go to the south and you tell me that, those of us in the south, that double registration, you remove this, you remove that, and then you have kids as young as 3 years old, 4 years old, 5 years old. Are you guys even seeing the pictures? I went to INEC website myself and I almost cried. What kind of a country is this? What kind of fraudulent nation are we living in? And everybody is just keeping quiet. You think this is about going to INEC website to raise objection? Nothing will happen. Nothing will change until you and I will decide to be angry enough to hit the street and disrupt this process. See, let me tell you, Nigeria without P2B in 2023 is as good as all of us actually dying. I'm telling you, I'm with all sense of whatever. I don't know how to say this, but if you know how I feel deep down inside, you understand the importance of us actually hitting the street. We need to tell these people, see, it's better for you to shoot us at this point. At least let me know that I died fighting for something I believe in. What kind of a country is this? What kind of fraud is this? For the past 3 months, actually, INEC has actually wasted our time, our precious time, playing with our intelligence as a people. How can you have if you go to that INEC website, I can almost swear that more than 20 million of the voters on that list, they are fraudulent voters. The real people that wants to vote, the real people that are legitimate, they are not getting the opportunity to register. But you have a lot of fake names, a lot of fake identities, a lot of everything. Why has INEC not matched their database with NIN by now? What does it take to synchronize it? What does it take? These people are playing with us. And we have to understand this. We need to, at this point in our life, we need to know where we are as a nation. There is so much lies that have been told about this country. I've been to all parts of the north. I know what I'm talking about. You can literally go to some places for 10 minutes. You've not seen any vehicle. What are we talking about? What are we talking about? The higher you go to the the desert, the more the numbers are increasing. What kind of fraudulent nation is this? And everybody's keeping quiet. You guys think it's about going to do object. I was so demoralized when this guy told me this thing this morning. They are helpless as well. They want a nation that works. Most of our next staff, they are obedient, but they are helpless. They don't seem to even have a way to help us. And you're telling me we need to have enough. What other evidence do we need to know that these people don't want this country to move forward? What other evidence do you need? I usually believe that, with beavers, everything will be sorted out. But they have also told me how beavers can also be used. And it's a complicated issue. With the level of money these people can throw around, I tell you that anything can happen. Anything can actually happen. I don't want to put in 11 months of my life into this project and therefore I need to come up and mess us around, because I will be fulfilled if Peter goes to election with a level playing ground and then he loses the election. I know that, yes, the Nigerian people rejected him. But I will never forgive myself if for any reason this man is rigged out and I know that we had the powers to stop it when we should have stopped it and we are afraid of our lives. What kind of this thing are we? If we say we're a different generation, we need to take this thing back. We need to be a lot more angrier than we are right now. And I
Jack,
tell you guys,
you know the funny thing is that on this app, you and I have never really agreed. I want to believe that we don't even follow each other, which is okay. Don't get me wrong. It's absolutely fine. But I want you to understand that one thing I respect about you is the fact that in as much as we have our disagreements, your consistency when it comes to the focus on the common goal has remained there. And I appreciate that as much as anybody. Because you see, one thing people get wrong in this movement is the fact that we all have to be friends. No, we don't have to be. We can actually not like each other, but achieve our common goal, understand our deficiencies, do our best to address them in private without bringing them in public and achieving that goal. What you said right now is exactly my sentiment. I cannot put in this much effort, knowing for sure that I have the opportunity, the chance, the voice to stop INEC at the infancy of their madness, and then I allow it to fly. No, I won't do that. And I want to give you credit for the work that you are doing on the ground. Your Take Back Niger movement is one of the most powerful on the ground effort system that we have in this movement. And if you think that I do not appreciate that, you are completely mistaken of my personality. You get the job done. I may not agree with your tweets. I may not agree with some of the things that you say, but we have a common goal, and you are putting in double times 10 the effort that I'm even putting in to get that done. And for that, you have my absolute respect, Mr. Jack. We love you on this platform, and by the special grace of God, our labor will never be in vain. Don't let anybody make you believe that we are going to let this just pass. We don't hold these spaces simply because we want to talk. We hold these spaces because we want to achieve results. Myself, Saddam, and Sizo, we are Nigerians who have our own lives with a lot of commitment to actually deal with. But we take our time to get this done, just as you have. And I want you to understand that our common goal will definitely be achieved. I get your frustration with the obedience, but I need you to understand that we are all working towards one common goal. Thank you very much. Saddam, you're going to come in.
Let me
No,
even just
I
say
was,
this in regards
I
to
will
what
allow,
Jack
I want Jack to
just
continue,
said.
yeah, but
What
wait, you
Jack
say
just said
something?
in regards to INEC, right, and their staffs. I can tell you for free that INEC, right, INEC staffs cannot make phone calls with like the normal phone calls. They have to use WhatsApp because WhatsApp is encrypted. And that's what they told me, that look, they are watching them critically. They are watching them, so their hands are tied. It's that bad. So when Jack is telling you that these guys genuinely want us to do something, the good ones amongst them are drowned, please take it seriously, because
We
it is
need to
that
call.
bad.
For me
It
now,
is
that
that bad.
means
Now, Omar, you know that space was not recorded, right?
That
Before
is
that
the
space
most
ended, do you know that
confusing thing
before
for
that
me.
space ended, I took a screenshot of every speaker from INEC because I knew something
Please,
would
can you
happen.
send me those screenshots?
I took a screenshot and I recorded that part where she was talking. The question I asked her, when would the PVC be ready? I recorded that part. So I will put it up on the Jumbotron, tag them. Festus, the lady, Bimbo, the other man. They might not be active
When you mean,
Twitter
can you
users,
send
but they
me
are
that
there.
recorded part of the space?
I will send it to you now. You're going to see it very soon.
All right. Jack.
I was saying something before we came in.
Sincere apologies, Saddam.
Yeah. So honestly, for me at this point, I think if there's anything we Nigerians should understand is that something that brought us up to where we are today, all of you fighting right now, is that we have been angry. If there's something we share together, is that common anger that Nigeria has not worked for anybody. And we want a Nigeria that work for all of us. So if we truly have that common identity of as angry people, me, I'm very angry with Nigeria. I am angry, I'm mad with the country. I will advise, as Jack said earlier on, honestly, Jack, now is the time you can say, let us hit the street and protest for against INEC, and I will say, let us go. Let us go, because we now have ample evidence to show and prove. Not just hit the street, let us go, let us occupy INEC offices. Peaceful protest. Nobody's calling for violence or anything. We're going to occupy INEC offices. Let them know that we are aware. We know. You
Saddam,
understand?
Saddam,
Oh my
can
God.
Jack, using his Take Back Niger movement, liaise with the Labour Party, the Obedient campaign, and then hit the streets? Because at the end of the day, we need a legal, organized backing that
Yes,
will just
definitely.
not
It has to be legal. Yeah.
exactly, that will not look
Get the
like,
backing
oh,
of police, get the backing of the security forces, get legal later. It's not going to be the other thing we're doing is illegal here. It's our right as citizens to protest first. That's the right of every citizen to protest. But now we are protesting something that is legal. We can now come out with claims, get the backing of the lawyers, get everybody. Jack, you can put this through. Now is the time I can say yes. We can all, that 1 million march time, that energy of 1 million march, we will not transpose it right now to 1 million march against INEC rigging, 1 million march against INEC corruption. We put in effort. Those are in diaspora. We contribute through tweets, contribute through mobilization, contribute through awareness, making sure that the international bodies are aware that our people are marching across the country right now against INEC. We cannot work this hard, come this far, for some bunch of criminals sitting behind the system to come and manipulate the vote. It's not going to work. You understand? So please, my brother, I appreciate what you do. As Omar said earlier on, you know how much we discuss and how much I appreciate what you do on the sideways. But now is the time I can stand behind you and say, yes, it is time to hit the street. I don't think if you, I don't know if you have a problem with what I'm saying.
no, not in any way, manner, or form. I can tell you for free that I completely agree with you on this. Because a lot of people will look at the dynamics of.
Meanwhile, Omar, please. Meanwhile, we have over 1,100 people on this space. Guys, everybody should be tweeting INEC is corrupt. You have a
I
hashtag up
beg
there.
you in the name of God,
Let
tweet
us
it
get
as
this fucking
much as
stuff trending
possible.
first. That is where we start from. Make 1, 2, 3, 5 tweets about it. INEC is corrupt. Please, all of you on the speaker section, I want to speak. Please, I'm checking your tweets. If you have not made tweets about it, I'm not going to allow you to speak. I'll probably even drop you because I'm not wasting my time here. We're not coming here to spend this time and energy and trying to make sure that we're putting the fire on the asses of these niggas, and you guys will just think we're catching cruise here. You just want to please make tweets. Shout, guys, shout, make noise, please. Let us
And
trend
you
this
know,
fucking
one
stuff.
thing I need people to understand is the fact that if you think we are doing this for Peter Obi, you are a fool. I say that confidently. We are not doing this for Peter Obi. I am doing this for me. When he means doing this for herself, Saddam is doing this for himself. Jack is doing this for himself. Everybody on this space, we are putting our voice out there to make sure. The only reason we want Peter Obi as a president is because we have scanned him as a human being, and he fits into the ideology of what we believe in as a leader for the Nigeria that we want to achieve. And that is the reason we are standing firmly behind him. And you need to understand one thing, that we cannot achieve anything if we do not hold the electoral umpire itself to account as much as we can. I beg you in the name of God. Don't come on this violence space and come and give me credit in the comment section. I don't want that. I want your action. I appreciate your compliments. Honestly speaking, it is motivating to a large extent. But you need to understand that the primary motivator in all of this is when I see the work that you are doing on the ground. One of my most admired persons on this space, he knows himself. He works for the Southwest Citizens for Peter Obi. The work he has been doing on the ground, I wish I could hug him every morning as he goes out in his challenge. I love you people, but I want you to understand that I am taking my sniper's shot. I'm putting everything out there on the line. Just one shot. And you can aid that shot like a sniper hanging out there. You can give me food. You can give me water. You can protect me from mosquitoes by going out there, holding INEC accountable, and making sure that on election day, you come out in your large numbers. Even if you're in the diaspora, people in the diaspora, if you are in the diaspora and you don't win your polling unit, I don't want to say something very bad to you. You have to win your polling unit where you come from. Do not just donate. Win your polling unit. If everybody, 1,000 plus of us on this space, if we win our polling units, do you know how far that will go? Win your bloody polling units. Make sure that we take this opportunity to change the trajectory of our country. I am pained. When I look at that INEC register, I have it. I've been looking through it for days, nights. And the things I've found, if I speak to you, honestly, we're not going to end this space. I cannot emphasize enough the importance of holding INEC accountable. I'm speaking to you from a place of inside knowledge. And I'm telling you for sure that INEC is our greatest enemy. INEC is a bigger threat than the APC. INEC is a bigger threat than the PDP. INEC can screw us if we do not do what is necessary. I beg you. My brother Saddam.
My brother, you just said everything. Guys, just as we keep saying, I don't know, Jack, please, if you guys come up with whatever you want to do, we have all we can use to support. We have the platform. We're going to speak about it. We're going to push as far as we can. Nigerians, get ready to occupy INEC. That is what you should be thinking about. Now, in your circle of friends, in your circle, please get ready to occupy INEC. It is very, very important. Occupy INEC offices with placards, with protests, peaceful protests, as we always say.
Saddam, somebody is in my DM. The person says that why can't we create options of hashtags? In the sense that if we say INEC is corrupt, why can't we use something like INEC fix up, like I suggested earlier, and maybe INEC must clean up? All of these hashtags.
We cannot be if we create that, the probability of people tweeting all of them at the same time is
exactly
low.
That's the response I was going to give.
We're not going to get the traction we need to get it for it to trend. But we can have these different hashtags trending at different times of the day. But right now, let us focus on if we use one to draw their attention, definitely people will subconsciously start tweeting other hashtags. But let us make sure that at this pace, in the next few hours, INEC is corrupt is trending. If there's any organization that the world looks at in Nigeria and that wants to always have this very clean image outside, is INEC. Despite how corrupt they are, despite how biased they are, they always come up, try to put. That's why you see they are always having press release, press this, press that. Remember when we did INEC was compromised, the next day they released a statement. So if we are coming out, this INEC is corrupt and it is trending, the international world will be looking at INEC is corrupt. Is INEC not meant to be the umpire body of the Nigerian electoral system? And they are having a trend that INEC is trending, is corrupt, is trending. They will start asking questions. And that docile man, I've always said that Yakubu Mahmoud is a fucking fraud. I have no respect for the man. You don't budget over 300 billion naira. And you come up with this kind of nonsense, all this nonsense that we're seeing right now. I have no respect for a man that's in an organization that does not have that to give us our PVC is taking months. PVC is meant to be as easy as getting an ATM card. I don't understand why. In all the digitalization we are in 2022, for Christ's sake, we're not in 1966. We're in 2022 where everything is digitalized. So if Yakubu cannot do his job and we're helping him do his job, I have no respect for the man. So guys, please, let us fucking trend INEC is corrupt. Everybody make tweets. I know I'm seeing you guys making tweets, just INEC is corrupt. Please, there's a hashtag. For those that are new on Twitter, I don't understand what the hashtag is. That sign like a naira. Have that sign like a naira. Just copy. In fact, it's up there it's up there as a topic already. I made it a topic. Just copy. Copy that INEC is corrupt with the hashtag and tweet it. If we have multiple tweets, it trends. Omar, who is going next, please?
Yes, our brother Jack, thank you so much. If you can round up in a minute, I would really appreciate that. Thank you so much.
Jack fell off, so I think we'll just go
Oh,
with
okay,
the next
all right. Since Jack fell off, I think we should go.
Well-meaning Nigerian.
Yeah, well-meaning Nigerian has been here. So has Peter Obi USA. So we'll come back to Peter Obi USA. But my brother, well-meaning Nigerian, please go ahead.
Yeah, can you guys hear me?
Oh, you're so faint. Your audio is so bad. You can't even imagine.
Okay, but can you hear me now?
Much better. Thank you.
Yeah. So, for me,
Now you're
this
medium
is,
range. I don't know why.
you said?
Now your medium range is not as great as it was just now, and it wasn't as bad as it was previously.
Okay, but you can hear me properly.
Yeah. Okay. Go ahead.
All right. Okay. I came up quite earlier at the when the space started, and the first thing I wanted to do when I come up to talk is to re-emphasize what Saddam was saying. And this whole thing about rural grassroots, as good as it is, which is true. I mean, we are not going to say, oh, let's ignore the rural areas and just focus totally on the urban area. But at the same time, I think naturally, and this I don't know if Saddam, if you remember the space that after the town hall when we had an emergency space, and Savik and one lady came up. There were 2 points that was raised that day. That's why sometimes I usually feel like some of the points that are taken from this violence space and a lot of other obedience space, I wish they are usually collated and whoever is listening takes advantage of them. 2 points that were raised that day is one, and I think we've also Savik and one that lady. One is the need to focus slightly more on urban areas. And when they said that thing, I drew our attention to APC's manifesto. Do you know that APC in their manifesto even alluded to the fact that the urban area has over half of Nigeria's population? Like some people have said earlier, I've traveled a couple of places in the north, in the south, and all over. I can tell you, in fact, when Peter Obi says the north, vast land in the north, a lot part in the north is usually literally farmlands, as in literally. In fact, there are local governments in the north that you literally would just see the whole local government farmland. I remember going to do a work somewhere in Kebbi State, and I had to do my own portion of the work at a local government they call Suru local government. Anybody from the north here will know it. Do you know I couldn't get a place to stay in Suru local government? I had to go and stay in Yauri. Yauri is just one local government away from Mungaski. From there, you are in Niger Republic. See, the whole local government of Suru is literally farmland. So a lot of the time when they come and that's why this whole revelation for me is depressing. Because it's like, I mean, all these things that we have been talking about, when they come and say these things, sometimes you feel like, is it me that is not normal? Like, all these people that they are saying, where are they coming from? So for me, it's a big deal. We need to channel a lot of focus. We need to channel a lot of focus in the urban area. Then Another thing is that somebody said in that space, which I will not emphasize much, is the need for like a jingle. Then, you know, for me, this old INEC picture thing, this old INEC underage voting thing, I know, what Amy said not too long ago. The truth is that we need to make a lot of noise on this. Then we also need to be very strategic. I'm very happy that a lot of people have said, you know, we should go. In fact, one thing I was even going to recommend we probably do on this space is to even begin to allocate state and local government. I don't know how possible it is, probably to people that come up and say, you go and go through social space. Then another thing I would probably recommend is I've seen people say this is how you report it when you see it. I know some of these things may sound as if they may not work or come to fruition, or INEC will not do anything about it. But that is our own rule. Report where you can report online, screenshot and put, like Saddam said, on this space, put it. Let's have a thread of pictures of a lot of screenshot of these irregularities. Then the one you can report online, report it. The only place I haven't felt I feel Labour Party can even come in, and which, like what me said in a submission, is to just meet INEC. The only thing we need from INEC, or officially, as per Labour Party INEC interaction, is if they can tell us how we are going to track that. Because I mean, we could go ahead and report from today to tomorrow. If INEC just only left their database as it is and just click Control S, save it as it is, and continue like that to the election, it will just mean all our reporting. So if there's any way we can track it, if there's any way INEC can probably republish this in the next 1 or 2 months after closing it, where we can go back and check that all those names that we highlighted, that we reported, is no longer there, that is going to be very, very helpful. Then lastly, on this Tinubu issue, see, for me, last night, I was awake last night when David released the article, like the most recent article. If you've not read the article, maybe you should try and go and read it. I read it and I kept going back. If you go to
My brother,
tweet,
1 million Nigerian, we are coming to that article on this platform. You can be sure of that.
As in, I kept going back and going back. In fact, I woke up this morning. The first thing that came to my head was that article, and I'm like, "Are you for real? Are you for real?" I mean, you people don't understand that. I know everybody knows Deloitte issue, like Deloitte. Yeah, Deloitte. It didn't work in Deloitte. Do you know, if you read the article, you first of all discover, which we've already said in this space, that Tinubu is literally using a girl's certificate.
Identity, I'm telling you.
As in, I mean, literally, the only two explanations is that he stole identity or he did transgender. And like Lamin said earlier, I mean, as of that time, I don't know if transgender operations were successful. So, but either ways, it means we have a man. Then the worst part for me is the forged certificate. I mean, man, these guys, they wine us. They wine us. Do you know, one would have expected, that's to tell you how much they don't rate us. One would have expected that someone like Tinubu, with all the stolen money that he has, could go to probably some of the best graphic designers in the world to design
and they stole one from Pinterest.
He did not just. I want to challenge everybody on this space right now. Just open your Chrome on the Google. Just go to Google, type fake Chicago State University certificate. Just type it. I tweeted it earlier. Just type it. The first result that will come out, image. The first result that will come out, image, is the one Tinubu just went to pick, edited.
I'm telling you.
I'm like, what? That's to
Please,
tell
what
you
do you say? You should type out on Google.
Chicago State University, my brother Saddam. I tried it in the early hours of this morning. I'm not messing with you.
That's the first
you
result
would
that comes
find out that the template that they used is a regular template that everybody has access to and we can possibly use. I'm telling you.
Man, these guys, they wine us. I'll use the mic here for now, beg.
They don't
Thank
see
you
us
very much
now because we know they read.
They read. Now, when you mean the things you sent me, there is a particular audio from a certain lady. Her name is Mrs. Bimbo Oladunjoye. She's the deputy director ICT. And the reason I'm going to play this audio is because I don't have access to so many members of the INEC ICT department. But as many of them as I can call out as possible, I will do my best to put their names out there in public spaces so that people can hold them accountable. Because the destiny of our nation lies in the hand of a few. And if those few can be manipulated, can be corrupted rather, and can be made to work against our collective destiny, it is important to put their voices out there in public
Omar,
spaces.
before you go on here,
Yes,
I just
please.
want to ask. I'm getting people are saying that they are collecting PVC numbers, that is the VIN number and the rest. I want to understand, please. If any person, if you the DMs to this account is open, so please, if you can explain to me why I should be scared that people not VIN number being collected.
Saddam, I
Saddam,
would want to. I don't know how the somebody is going to come in there. I think 1 minute Nigerian. Please hold on a minute. I want to put something out there. I hope that I'm wrong, but I want to believe that they have their own beavers machine. If you get what I mean.
So okay, if they have the Beavers machine, does that mean if I give you my number on election day, I cannot vote or what? I want to understand. That's what I want to understand.
No, I think they can vote on your behalf. I think
And,
that's what they're trying
and
to
if
do.
I call most of them, I can vote. That is double voting or what?
I think they will just ensure that you don't come.
How do
see,
they ensure I
Saddam,
don't come?
Omar, that's one of the most curious thing I've seen. You know, I mentioned this, some 2-3 months back. It's just that a lot of people, come online and just see what's happening and
1 minute
retweet and
Nigerian. I think I was hoping that you will be able to answer the question, but I think I have a theory vis-a-vis
okay,
that.
okay.
That theory is the fact that they're going to create violence in all of these areas that these people registered. And they would make sure that those people will be displaced by the time election comes around. Since they already have their information, they will just vote on their behalf. And those people will not even be there to, I mean, no, okay, even Nello says she can answer the question. So we'll bring in Nello at some point. Maybe we can bring her in now. I think it's important
Yeah.
because we're having Nello, I've accepted your request. I'm hoping that you can go
Yes,
ahead and
because
speak
I
immediately because
also,
I
you know,
want
I
us
was
to
very
speak to this particular
curious.
side of the
Yeah,
topic.
I was very
I'm
curious as
still
to why
looking
they
at you.
were
Okay,
doing.
are you there now?
Can you hear me?
Yes, we
Yeah,
can,
I
loud
was
and
very
clear.
curious as to why they were doing this, but then I understand that, the Beavers machine has 3 ways of authenticating because of accrediting. So it's either one, your face, two, your thumb. Then the third one is the one where they use the VIN number at the back of your card and your details. So because without accreditation, people cannot vote. So I think what they are planning to do is after maybe when the people that have come to vote in each polling unit have come, then all those numbers and the VIN numbers and details that they have collected, they can use that to accredit and then vote on behalf of all those people. Do you understand?
Yes, I
Yeah.
do. So are you saying that it is possible that you can vote without your PVC?
Without your yes, you need the PVC, but you can vote. The Beavers machine is either it will take your face, it will take your thumb, and then the third way of doing
Our
it.
brother Akionla is here. Nelo, I want you to give us a breakdown of this explanation as you conclude. Mr. Akin, please hold on. As you conclude, then we'll bring in Mr. Akin so he can give us some insight into it. Go ahead.
Yeah, so like I was saying, 3 ways is they use your face. So for you to for accreditation and voting, is either one, the beavers will capture your face, or two, your thumb. Then the third one is to use the VIN number at the back of your PVC along with your details. That bypasses the face and the thumb accreditation. So I think that's why they are collecting these details so that at the end of the day, maybe by the time they finish, people that come to accredit and vote have gone, then they can now use this ones to accredit and do their usual style of padding up the votes. That's what I think.
So what I don't understand is that what about these people? These people that have registered and they have their VIN numbers. What if those people show up against the organized arrangement that they
Yeah,
have?
obviously everyone that comes to do their physical accreditation is there, but at the end of the whole voting system, they have these details that they can use to pad up. Do you understand?
Hmm.
So they would go
Mm-hmm.
through the details. If you've already done, they don't use your own, but the people, because each polling unit has the number of people that they are expecting to come to vote. Do you understand? So
It's because somebody is in my DM telling me that you can vote without the PVC self. The beavers only needs your fingerprint and face. INEC knows this. They are just lying that you can't vote without PVC.
obviously you
An INEC
can, you
official,
can.
hold on, Nelu. An INEC official just confirmed it. The beavers doesn't have a chip, but a barcode. Their plan is to cause wahala. Nelo is right. They will pad it. Are you
Yeah,
there?
so the best way to avoid these things really is if we have our members as ad hoc staffs, if we have our members, because again, that beavers machine, they tamper with it even before the election. So people would always insist that make sure that, first of all, again, we need to have our polling unit agents there. We need to have our members as ad hoc staff, so that before the election even starts, you make sure that the beavers machine is reading zero. And then again, people have to stay there, make sure that they finish voting, they count the votes, they record the number of votes, they have their
You
own
know,
details.
you know one thing, Nelu.
Let her go on, please, please,
Okay,
please,
please
please.
go on, go on, go on. Sorry.
Okay, so like I was saying, if we need to make sure that our members are among the ad hoc staff, because they tamper with these machines even the night before the election. It happened in Osun. Then we need to have our polling units. Labour Party, we need to have ourselves in there as polling unit agents, so that we will all be there before the election starts. You are there early, even before the election starts. Make sure that beavers machine is reading zero, because another thing that they do is that they impute numbers. The beavers could start reading from maybe 100. So imagine when they duplicate this in several polling units. Do you understand? So make sure that it reads zero, and then you're there till they finish the election, they finish counting. You take pictures, you have your own records in case they go to do anything. The good thing about these beavers is the what's that thing called, the instant transfer. So as soon as they finish counting, they send it straight to INEC's database. But also make sure that you have your own results. So at the end of the day, the elections will be won and lost at the polling units this year. Thank you.
Okay, thank you very much, my sister Nelu. I'm going to read some of the comments that we have from so many of our listeners. It is important for us to be able to get them into the conversation, even if we cannot have them on the speaker session. So this one says, yes, you can vote without card. INEC will inform people this soon. That is the concept behind beavers. Remember, they have our VIN. Okay, so of course, I have my brother Akinola here. Before I go to him, the particular lady that I was speaking about earlier, her name is Bimbo Oladunjoye. She is the deputy head of the deputy director of ICT at INEC, and she had this to say on that space that INEC had the other day.
The commission has not come out with a new date yet for PVC distribution. The only thing the commission has talked about is the fact that there will be a display of the register of voters from the 12th to 18th of November. And the good thing about the display this time around is that the display exercise will take place both physically and also online. We're going to have the register on our website. The website address and everything would be issued to us very soon, next week, before the exercise starts. So the register will be there on the website for everybody to go view. And if you have objections to some registration, you can actually make it there. So the PVCs will be ready soon. I can assure you that the PVCs are being printed and they would be ready. A large percentage of the PVCs are ready. But the reason why the commission is not distributing as they come is because we don't want to keep telling people, go and check your PVC, go and check your PVC. The commission has not released any statement, like I said earlier, on when PVC distribution would commence fully, aside the PVCs that are still lying in our offices uncollected. The new PVCs that are coming out will be out very soon, and the date for collection will be made known to us. We did a pilot in FCT, and those in FCT who registered between last year and early this year, and those that have done transfers in FCT can testify that they got SMSs from the commission, and that's what we're going to do going forward. For every PVC printed, once the PVC is available for collection, I can assure you that the commission will send you an address. And it's for those who drop their phone numbers, and for those who drop their email addresses, emails would also be sent to every person. So before distribution of PVC starts, the main one starts, that will happen soon, the commission is going to intimate every voter whose PVC has been printed and is available for collection. Yes, technology, we have thought about so many things. In fact, we've talked about using dispatch riders, we've talked about a lot of things, but we should also know that these materials, this PVC, are sensitive materials, and we will not want PVCs to get to the wrong hands. A lot of times when you want to engage people to do things, you realize that some very far.
Okay. All right. So that was Bimbo Oladejoye, the deputy director of ICT at INEC, and she was speaking on on the PVC issue particularly, and I hope that everybody managed to listen to that as much as possible, because it is important that at the end of the day, these guys would come here and tell you that they did their best to sensitize. If you read their report about this kind of hopeless space that they held, which was not even recorded, you'll be surprised that the amount of credit they will give to themselves in managing to hold that space. They would even highlight the fact that they had prominent obedient members like Wanyimi and all of those people there. You will be surprised that they would use you for clout and credit without actually doing the job. So it is important for you to understand that they can come here and do all of the talking, but what we need from INEC is real action, and that action has left a lot to be desired so far. This is the point where I'll bring in my brother Akinola here. We have Magnific Dude on this space as well. We have Gaboni. We have our sister Nello, who gave us a very brilliant insight into the OPVC thing. And Peter Obi USA, thank you for your patience. Olufunke, Musio, Ifanyaka, MJ Stark, Green Pasture, I see your request. UC Maxwell, Ijeoma, Banking, Chimezie, Celebrity, Ifeanyi, Tweet Doctor. I see all of your requests, and I do hope that we can take as many as possible, as we have this very lengthy space that deals with the electioneering problem of our country. My brother Akinola, a good afternoon to you.
Hi guys, hi everyone. Saddam, great to hear from you. Nello, you made some salient points. So let me say this, right? There's a certain level of arrogance and confidence you can smell from the APC camp. You don't see the PDP guys walking around with that same kind of arrogance because they don't have the power of incumbency in their corner. There's a lot that happened in Oshun and Ekiti, which has sort of emboldened this establishment party called the APC. Yes, there's beavers. Yes, we have an airtight electoral process that, on paper, if you read it, they can go to court and say, oh, well, after all, if you have a PVC in your hand and you're duly accredited, then by law, you're supposed to vote. So when you call it here the arrogance that stinks from a, let me call it, demography in the northern part of the country, that will tell you, oh, we know politics, we have our numbers, go and find yours. You see 4, 5, 8, 12, 15, 16-year-old children being registered to vote. So if you have 200,000 adult males in the south, they don't need 200,000 adult males in the north. They need 800,000 human beings. And we need to right some of those wrongs. We need to correct it early enough as a young population that says Nigeria must get it right. So yes, in the South, maybe we may be so focused on career, work, entrepreneurship, civics. But then in the North, politics is a business. And the business of that politics is producing numbers, whatever it takes, legally, shielded behind the law to see that those numbers hold on election day. So I'm going to open with that because PVC Clinic, Take Back Nigeria, many others have a humongous effort. I thought the work was going to be easy. Going to the voter rolls and filing and documenting with INEC all of the discrepancies, it's a lot of work. Right now, we need about 3,000 more people to join this effort because, brother, trust me, this thing is a naked wire. We got to really, really tape it down. Otherwise, election day, all we'll be doing is screaming. We saw this, but we didn't do nothing. You cannot give a country 7 days, 1 week to file and report discrepancies, even where it is legit, one-to-one, a citizen, or even saying, I'm going to go into a community audit, do independent verification and validation with making sure that the people in those constituencies are equally legally allowed to vote. So there's a lot of work. So please, I beg you, if you have time, you have a mobile device, I'm about to drop the link. Come into the group. They give you a polling unit. They give you a word. You take it on your own. You go through the INEC voter rolls. Your jaw will drop. It is shameful. I've been awake for the last 8 hours, brother. I couldn't sleep. I thought this thing would just be maybe 30 here, 40 here. Thousands, man. Thousands. Millions. In fact, it's depressing. But that aside, coming back to election day madness, they are very arrogant. Outside of having these PVCs that, again, they've been able to extract underage voters, non-Nigerians, whatever it is, let me equally tell you what we are up for. People would complain and scream where political parties are going door to door collecting names and PVC numbers from voters in constituencies, saying, oh, what are they doing? Let me tell you exactly what they are doing. They are counting their votes. So if I live in, let me use my friend's constituency, Egbeda, Onora, in Ibadan, Amaki Alabi, I want to know before election day that in my ward, and perhaps 8-9 wards I would, yield my emergence as House of Rep members, how many people are APC leaning and how many of those votes do I have? So if there are, say, 60,000 registered voters, and I can go door to door and get information of 39,000 voters that I know on election day will vote for me. Now, hear this, so there's 2 dimensions to this. And I'm not saying this is what my friend is doing, I'm just using an example. Because again, politics, we have to take very seriously, friend or no friend. Now, I simply understand that 39,000 people are in my column. Whether they come out to